Ugh. It's fucking hot. It's ridiculous. This feels good. Do this. Sit on it. Sit on that thing. Ugh. Hey. Oh, really? Ugh. Drop my nug, no. Okay. There we go. Yeah, fucking goddamn sweats. Sucks. Boo. Ay, fucking yay. Beat a potato. Where do you think you're going? Jazzy. Come here. Come here, girl. What are you doing over there? Up. Both of you. Up. Come on. You're so ridiculous. Jazzy, come on. Come up here. Up. We go booty scritch. Booty. You're just so soft and gentle for your little yawns. It's just so cute. Good girl. Where are you going? No. You goof. What a goof. Goodness gracious. Oh, Vito's in play mode. Oh, God. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun to deal with. A wild little Vito. Oh, boy. There we go. Perfecto. Sweet. Yeah. Goofy dogs. I'll do this first. Damn it. Ah. Fucking song. God damn it. There we go. Cool. Oh, yeah. Alright. And then, what was about to... Oh, yeah, this. Here we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Cool. There we go. Oh, wait. Hold up. Fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. It does not know how to cooperate with itself. There we go. Jesus Christ. At least now we got it going through. Honestly thought there was like something in there, but it was just the foam looking a little weird. Just realized I should go on the history here so I can at least find a video I want to look at further than that. Oh, no, that phone shit. If I can find it. It's gonna be really back there, ain't it? There we go. Should be there we go. Cool. Cool. Now we'll just give it a little time to kill. A little time to kill and chill. We didn't get into all the fun shit. Yeah, but
It's the right little chest blessing.
some goofy thing.
You just a silly pretty thing. She's like, yeah, what are you doing? She's like, the feck. Ugh. You absurd stretch me. Oh my goodness. Ugh.
Up here, come on. Up. Up. Up, up. You goofy girl. You're just so easy to manhandle, like just making you do somersaults and shit. Go lumping you into place. Now I can just kind of like hold her like this and just like meh, have a little big old softball to hold. Goofy girl. Oh. Oh. Just a warm little softball. Oh. You adorable little drum dog. Yeah. Oh. Silly little thing. Ugh. Oops. That was just a bonk. You know, I kind of figured, if anything, actually, probably, bring up, you know, maybe the like, the Cobra JFS, like, fucking thing first. Since that's a little bit more on the, I guess, like, more of a niche topic, at least for me, but still something at least worth, you know, exploring, in a way. Because then, what, you know, the thing we'll be getting into would at least be a palate cleanser, so. At least I already have a palate cleanser. That is this big old chunky jazzy. Blump. Big old glump. You're just so cute. You're just adorable. You're just gonna be just kind of staring off into oblivion. Is that what you're doing? What's up, Vito? What's a Vito Petito? Look at this foot. Look at that beautiful paw. Look at this big handsome boy. Big football. Goodness. Oh, turtle adorable. Yes. Sweet little doggo. These sweet little things. These little beans. Mm. Little ball. You adorable little ball. Since we got that, what's the other thing? Oh, I saw that earlier. Where'd it go? If anything, probably click on it here as soon as I see it. Oh. Yep, that's it. There we go. There we go. Now the question is on where to like kind of skim around on this shit when it comes to this stream. That'd be kind of the curious thing for me. Because honestly, like, pretty much the whole stream, you know, for the most part, pretty much talks about it. So now I'm just kind of thinking, you know, what would be a good spot to kind of get the most juice out of them? I guess at least, like, the first, you know, little bit. Especially, like, you know, with the culture of, like, locales, and then, like, you know, with what happened with Cobes, it's just, like, shit. I think it definitely needs to be kind of brought up as, like, kind of a topic of question, you know, and like, you know, and what should probably be addressed when it comes to some of this shit. That's for sure. There was even, like, a, you know, like that French streamer that was, like, tortured and killed, like, on a fucking live stream. So, I mean, this is legitimately, like, now, like, an actual problem. Like, outside of it just being, like, a one-off random fucking thing. Goofy thing. Alright, Jazzy, you're weighing down very heavily on me, because you're just a little chunk bean. Ugh. Here, I'll put... Oh, this isn't even cold anymore. You don't even care if this being on your head. It's not even cold. You're just like, fuck it. Who cares? Of course. Goofy girl. Alright. We can move along now. Boop, boop. Go lump your little butt on out here. Boop, boop, boop. Vito, that doesn't mean it's your turn. Damn, bro. Bruh. Oh, God. He just wants to play right now. Silly dog. Not surprised, though. Yep, oop. That was it. Can make a comment on this one. Whoa. I know I'm gonna be coughing on that one in a second. I think it might have been like a fucking dog here because I heard like a little. It sounded like a hair sizzle in it. Pretty sure that's what that was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That was some better. That was some just quality better. Yes. Yes, indeed. But yeah. But fucking Coves, man. Like, for me, like, that one, like, what kind of throws me for a little bit of a loop with that one is, I feel like that one really was just mostly due to the fault of, you know, others around him. Not even, like, literally around him. Like, just indirectly, that just, like, watched his shit and enabled a lot of his fucking behavior. And I think it's definitely, like, you know, when it comes to locales and when it comes to, like, this type of content, especially when it comes to looking at people's own destructive behavior and enabling that, like, as a form of content for show, it's just, like, it's like, I mean, it comes to a point where, like, where is it the onus for not just a platform, but for people to really, like, address that, you know what I mean? I'm crazy ass busy on my out. Job today, shit, just won't stop. And should get a couple deliveries, that's good. Well, right on, that's good. That's good shit. Iluta jazz over there in the corner. Goofy thing. Alright. I'll let this all play out, actually, if anything. Then, and let's get into some of that stuff about, you know, King Cobra and shit. Like, honestly, I think there's, like, another video, too, I could probably look at. Actually, you know what? Fuck that at this point. Just do that, and then I can just look up this instead. I think it's this video, isn't it? Because I know it was actually like a... Yeah, right here. Yep, there we go. I think this is it. There we go. Really want to get my car completely done and get my job stuff, so maybe get all this shit out of this and get all the more spick and span, less crowded, dumb shit. My problems. Yeah, I get you with that. I can get you with that. But, boop. Here, just doing a couple things here real quick. Just a few things here. Oh, shit. Did it really not fucking pick that? Okay, well, I could just do it via this face thing. Right. There we go. Oh, that's why, because it kept fucking loading and shit. Alright, well. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Boom. Alright. Crazy boy. I can hear Jazzy literally just casually like digging through the food bowl instead of actually trying to like eat it. She'll bring some of it over, but not to like straight up fucking, you know, like she'll like bring it over to eat, but what she's doing over there is like digging around to find those pieces and then bring it over. It's just goofy. Because I've noticed that there's been like an occasional stray kibble over here on the carpet. I'm just like, where the fuck did that come from? But it's because both of them will do that. It's like they want to make sure I'm there visible, you know, watching them eat a little bit. Oh, big Vita boy, you stretchy thing. Stretchy thing. Stretch your big old butt in my face. What's wrong with you? Goof. Goofball dog. Vito. God damn. He is a little attentional right now. A lazy bean and sleepy all day, and now I do this, and he's all awake, being like, come on, Unc, give me attention. Jerk. Oh my god, good lord, he's just fucking around with himself. It's kind of cute, but good lord. Oh, what a goofy boy. But anyway. I can't let him be a nice little buttery rainbow for this shenanigans. I could just skip around. I know it's not like immediately after this, essentially. I know. I think it funny. I think it does actually get brought up shortly after this starts. Doing this should help, actually. Yeah. Oh my god! Now it's just being extra fucking okay. I think we'll just right here. Oh my god. Man, YouTube had an ability to where if you like... Alright, see? Like, I do that. Oh, now it wants to. See, okay. I don't get it. Like, half the time it will, then half the time it won't. Okay, that's just stupid but weird. I don't fucking understand it. But... here we go. Yeah, this is definitely very much right. Yeah, this is where it starts. Okay. Because this is actually how I found out. Like, because I tuned in on this stream earlier this afternoon, and then I was like, watching the chat and while listening, because I was like, well, he's talking about someone who passed, but who? And then I, like, looked in the chat, and it was like, it was Cobes. And I was like, him? Can't say I'm shocked, but what? Like, holy fuck. I guess for clarity, or I guess for context, he's just a locale that, you know, is, you know, on the internet, you know, used that, like, people, like, kind of look at his content and stuff as just a way to, you know, just kind of gawk and laugh at him and shit, because he's disabled and, you know, and a major alcoholic and had a lot of other medical issues, but never, you know, despite other locales, is actually pretty much harmless. Doesn't really hurt anyone or anything, like, he never did. and there was kind of like a weird, arc that people were generally kind of interested in about his life in a weird way. And to be fair, I kind of was too, if a casual glance, because I'll admit the dude actually has some pretty decent like fashion sense for being kind of like gothic cowboy aesthetic. Like, he had like an eye for gothic appeal. So, all in all, generally was a nice dude. Just had a lot of problems mentally and with substance wise too, and it just shocker, got the better of him. Which, I'm not surprised at all. I just, what really shocks me is he was fucking 34 years old. And it's like, I mean, for a guy that young with that many fucking problems and with how, like, a lot of people looked and treated him, really, and looked at him for his life, I honestly do wonder how many people generally are, like, kind of empathetic and bad, feel bad about it, versus the ones who, are probably just doing that to cope because, like, of, how they really treated him. Because there were people that spent hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars to fuel his alcoholism. I'm not even joking, bro. Like, people would DoorDash him and, like, Grubhub him, like, fucking alcohol and 6-packs and random shit like that for him to get fucked up on streams to the point where he'd be puking and shit. Because there was a segment of people that followed him and watched him that wanted to see that. That channel's a few times been on it. Oh, that's cool. He's supposed to say be a GoFundMe on our channel. Officially, I credited out this month. Oh, yeah, well, this month has been fucked, honestly, in a lot of ways. People name alcoholics a lot these days. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd say that arguably people have been kind of, like, turning away from alcohol and stuff, and going to other substances and shit more than really anything. Like, I mean, especially amongst the youth, like, people aren't drinking as much. Like, people my age and older are probably, like, the only, like, like, demographic that actively will, like, socially drink and shit like that and stuff on a somewhat regular basis. Like, anyone younger, they're not really drinking that much. I mean, it's not like they won't, but, or not have, like, a 6-pack with the boys or anything, but that's not, like, their mindset of, like, oh, yeah, that's what we do. That's like, oh, well, it's a special occasion with my friends. Let's do this. It's not the same, really. I mean, it's just, like, it's one of those things where, like, at least for people who are younger, I guess, honestly, it's a good thing. They don't, have as much of interest to drink. I mean, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually good. I mean, honestly, I'd rather them, not have as strong of an interest and potentially fuck their lives up with it versus, having an interest in it and likely fucking their lives up. Chances of that is small, but especially depending on who they're on their background, it's probably better they stay away from it. Pass away from damn, that sucks. But let's kind of explore a little bit about this because I want to because Paul brings us some stuff throughout this. We'll skim around a little bit, about not just Cobes, but with King Cobra, or his real name was Josh. But when it comes to him versus like other locales, but not just that, but just like how this is treated, because honestly, like, I'm not like a guy that like follows locale shit at all, really, but it's in my peripheral. Like, I will tap into it to just check it out from time to time, be like, what's going on over here? What's up with Cobes? What's going on with this? Blah blah blah. Like, cause the one locale that I generally would actually kind of have a somewhat be like, what's this guy up to? Was King Cobra. I mean, and what's locales? It's lol and then just cow. And there are people and content creators on the internet, or people that are like have some sort of a public appearance on the internet that is just there to be milked for laughs. Hence, lolcow. You're milking them for lulz and laughs. That's the whole point of a lolcow. And it's a whole bigger spectrum because people like Wings of Redemption, Boogie2988, Cyrax, Jared is another one, and that guy's just straight up a pedophile, but also a locale too. On top of that, it's there's there are some locales that absolutely deserve their fucking position as a locale and deserve that fucking bullshit. Like Jared, for example, is one of those people, and but there are also, and Boogie 298 is another one who deserves that. But there are other people out there like Wings or King Cobra where arguably, I wonder if they really do. But, I'm not the one who, defined them as that. Like, the internet did. And they did themselves. They did it to themselves. So, I mean, and also I'll say it is subjective because arguably to some people, I could be a locale. Like, with Phoebe Opie with her live streams, because she's a trans woman and also not exactly the most passing woman, ever when it comes to trans people. Like, to a lot of people on the internet, they might consider her a locale. She's not. I mean, but to some people, she is. And frankly, if you go in her live streams and her live chats, they're so fucking disgusting and full of heinous shit that, it looks like a kick live chat room. It's absurd. And I am a moderator there, so I get to see everything. And it is fucked, dude. Ricky Bulwark's fun most of the time. He does use the retard word a little too much, though. It makes fun of cripples, because he's crippled. Well, yeah, it's self-deprecating / self-acknowledgement humor. You know what I mean? It's a type of humor where it's like, it's an edgy form of it, but it's like, hey, yeah, I'm disabled and I'm crippled physically, mentally, or otherwise, but you know what? That's not going to bring me down. If anything, let me make some jokes about it because I can have a laugh off of it. And it doesn't hurt me. And hopefully other people can too. It's like, that to me is honestly kind of empowering. Like, in a way. Like, that's why I don't really have a hard gripe on, like, for example, because I'm, a queer person, like, using faggot, like, I don't really give a fuck. Now, if some right-wing bigoted shitbag was using it, then yeah, I would have a problem. But beyond that, I don't give a fuck. I say it, like I'll say it on these streams calling Nazis faggots because they are, you know what I mean? Like I don't care, but because to me, like you can use it in a way to where it can be funny or just in a way to where it's not, offensive in a sense that is against queer people, and same thing for retard. Like Nazi, to me, like here's another great example. Nazis are a bunch of like insecure faggoty little retards. None of that's inherently offensive. I'm just using edgy words because Nazis deserve to have that edgy ire put up against them. They want to be edgelord, weird, degenerate filth, in public, and shit like that. Then let's treat them like that, right? Be edgy with it, Like, there's a point where I think it actually has benefit and merit, arguably. That doesn't mean you just let it, like, fly all the time. There's this thing that's too much. That's why I don't use it all the time either, but still, like, it's just one of those things where, like when, I mean, it just depends. The impact can work. And are you fucking kidding me? I played that stream for like 1 second just so I wouldn't do that, and it still did it, because I knew that was coming up. Why haven't we seen them at any ice raids or protests? The thing is, they are at the ice raids because they're ICE. ICE are the Nazis. That's the problem. ICE are the Nazis, and the Nazis are joining ICE. And also, there's plenty of times where Nazis are doing their stupid fucking marches in downtown at different places, and the cops are actually escorting them, basically. So, they're out and about. They got their forms of protest and shit. Thing is, if they're, too publicly active, eventually people will start kicking their fucking face in the concrete, and as rightfully deserved. Or, hopefully not, even lead up to straight up fucking skirmishes and street fights and, like, street gunfights and shit. Like in the streets, with fucking civilians shooting each other. Hopefully not, and hopefully we'll never get to that point, but knowing the context of America these days, who fucking knows, I feel like, one group of Nazis trying to, be a little too confident with their bullshit, like, there's gonna be one rally too many of these motherfuckers where eventually people will just straight pop off. Arguably. Yeah. Let's not get like super sidetracked though.
As these lol cows start dropping like flies.
Actually, let's go back a little bit.
Can I be honest with you? Nobody's shocked by it. If anybody's shocked that Cobes died, they haven't watched Cobes. He's been literally pickling his liver since they've known him, right? Now the
Actually, also, I want to do this too, since, I mean, we are going to kind of skim around off and on, and I figured because, you know, it's not like, you know, he's going to be like Ben Shapiro, where he's talking super fast, you know, like 1.5 should actually be all right.
question starts to become as these lol cows start
Yeah, that's fine for me, at least.
dropping like flies. Is it ethical to egg on a person who's sick and dying to continue to be sick and dying? Is it ethical for YouTube to allow a person like Cobes to drink himself to death on their platform?
And I would say no and no. Like, especially to the first one. The second one, I mean, the only thing that YouTube could really get him with is just the substance abuse TOS policy. You know, like, but even then, that's not really heavily enforced unless it's just straight up hard drugs like heroin or something, you know, or like doing coke on, you know, on a video or stream. And even then, sometimes that's fine given certain circumstances. So it's like, you know, that's why for me, I'm like, what is, you know, especially like to the first question, like, because how do you police that? Like, you know, when it comes to like the efficacy of like supporting like the literal destruction of someone like that, right? Like, it's not just one thing where, you know, someone's vlogging and they just happen to, you know, be vlogging like, you know, some of their terminal illness and shit. Like, it's one thing where something like that, like, as a way to be like, hey, this is just my life, blah, blah, blah. Here's my life as this or whatever. And that's just kind of a part of the circumstance, right? You know, of the content in a way, right? Like, but this is different because people directly enabled this. Like, it wasn't just casually watching. There were plenty of people that did. I was honestly one of them here and there, off and on. But there's plenty of fucking people that wanted that and wanted to see that and wanted more of that because it was content and they liked it and they had a laugh off of it. Honestly, if you look up King Cobra JFS like compilations, like 99% of them are just him when he's sloshed out drunk being fucking stupid, you know, blacked out drunk dumb, you know, or like some fight he's having or whatever, you know, like it's just random shit like that.
That's the question.
And at one point, do you like, even if they are vlogging that shit just for the, you know, or like vlogging their life and streaming different things and wanting to talk about shit, whatever the fuck, like, because that was King Cobra's ultimate intention, was just always to do that. The fact that he became a locals, you know, is just everything else about his life. You know, his alcoholism, his mental disabilities, the way he looked, you know, everything, you know, it's like, and a lot of that, you know, enabled, you know, people to, it's just create a reciprocal cycle. And even watching him occasionally and tuning in and being like, oh, how's he doing? I always had the sense of feeling bad because I know that, like, a good chunk of the people that are, like, actively, you know, watching him over and over again and shit, you know, were causing a lot of his own destruction. I mean, even if he was ultimately going to do that to himself regardless, the fact that, you know, the people enabling him and shit, and especially on this level, it's one thing if you have a personal, you know, like, somebody in your personal life doing this, or even a couple people, but when you are, like, basically yes-manned by people on the internet with this shit and be like, oh, it's all good and blah, 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 especially when they're gullible and not as aware and prone to be privy and aware of shit like that, then this is kind of the expected result. And it is honestly kind of fucked. And that's kind of honestly why it's kind of bringing in my crawl a little bit today when I heard about this news, because it's like, you know, even if he wasn't really going to have a very long, like, you know, healthy life or whatever, right? Like, I mean, you know, how much is it really on him versus, like, the people that watched him and the people that engaged in his content, and indirectly were kind of engaging and being part of that engagement of the content, giving him gallons and gallons of fucking alcohol over the fucking years, pickling and liquoring up his fucking liver. Honestly, if there's one thing I will say, if there is like an autopsy and cause of death result that is public about him, that is available, and it has nothing to do with alcoholism, I would genuinely be shocked. I mean, but beyond that, I mean, it's as it is. I'm not shocked by it.
Is there ever going to be grace for these people? No. That's the question I have. It's like, now that one of the most influential and popular lol cows of this era has drunk himself to death, largely at the behest of people watching him, will YouTube make any kind of effort to stop this type of shit?
No.
To clean this type of shit up off their content and not make this place a place where people come to kill themselves?
No. Sadly not.
Christianity has almost nothing to do with their downfall. Won't there be grace for people who cannot defend themselves or help themselves? There will never be grace.
You know, also, like, I kind of remember, honestly, like, one time where I was streaming, and it was kind of at a time where, I was still working and stuff, but also, drinking more than I definitely do now, for sure. Like, I'm still, like, a light soul drinker. I'll still have some for streams occasionally, shit. I got 2 beer hugs here. It's not like I don't, drink and stuff, but I remember one time, like, Rose even mentioned once, like, I feel like I might be drinking too much. Feels like that's frequent, like, and shit. And I kind of remember thinking, like, honestly, like, probably a better idea to maybe, just chill, like, lay back a little. And it's not like I have my liberal moments, but even then, there was definitely been plenty of other times, not just from, after then, but even before, where I'm like, this probably was dumb and stupid, probably, should be chilling and laying the fuck off and shit. And especially, like, more than ever right now, I'm like, I just need to chill. I need to be just chilling, and, like, even if I want to, just have a happy medium, because, like, that's really ultimately, like, what really taking any substance should really be about. Just having a nice, simple, happy medium, and just be that, and, like, don't do this fucking crazy shit of extremes, and for some people, it's really hard to not only just get that through with them, but sometimes they haven't even learned it to begin to understand how to be that way in the first place. I've always had warnings and precautions and other shit growing up and stuff, not just with, like, alcohol, but with, like, other substances and shit, and just addiction in general, because both of my parents definitely have genetics to be having a higher propensity to addiction to different things. So it's like, there's that, and like, my dad's own alcoholism to an extent, and so it's just like, for me, I'm like, shit, you can never let, you have to learn early on to know that, like, hey, you got to always have a back of your brain thing, there saying, watch out, don't fucking go too far, like, always make sure that you're not on that cliff's edge, let alone, falling off of it. Just don't be near the edge, always try to be away from that. Not wrong with having fun and enjoying these substances, but just always keep that back of your brain thing to be like, yo, hold up. And I really do wish that was something that was respected. But there's just some really heinous, awful fucking people out there that want to see the opposite.
There's no grace in this world for people like that. Yeah, there's none. There's none to be had. Yeah. I've been thinking about this. I've been infatuated with the. I'm wondering internally within those communities, if anybody's asking the question, like, did I contribute to this? I wonder if there's any single person that watched Cobes and encouraged him to drink and encouraged him to fuck himself up, wonder if there's any single person right now that was real into copes going like, fuck, did I do my part?
Sadly, I don't really think there is. I did on my history here pull up the video that his dad had right here. Someone re-uploaded it, but I mean, the comments in there are all just these people who are were active Cobes watchers, and a lot of like King Cobra, watchers, and a lot of them were just like, oh yeah, it's so sad, and no parent should have to, see their child die so young, blah blah blah, like feeling genuine remorse, at least you would think on the surface. But honestly, I wonder how much of that is really fucking sincere and how much of it is bullshit. Maybe a couple of those people mean it, but I feel like a lot of them probably were contributors, to his demise, and it's just like, bro, like, low-key, shut the fuck up, like, that's how I feel about it with some of these people. It's like, you're a part of this fucking problem. You got no room to fucking feel sad or remorseful. Like, you should feel guilt. Feel some shame. It's like, feel embarrassed that, like, your actions led to this, you asshole. So, it's like, that's how I feel about it. I mean, like, to the people that, were watching him and didn't do that, then, hey, I got no ill, will against them. But to the people that did, sent him money, DoorDash alcohol to him, whatever the fuck, like, if they're, saying that shit, then, shut the fuck up and fuck you. It's like, you're an asshole. You contribute to this fucking problem, you dipshit. Even if you really, truly do feel bad, fucking think about it for a second. That Eminem spick is totally fake. Oh, that one that I saw. God damn it. I was really hoping it wasn't fake. I mean, it really did seem a little bit too good to be true, but that's why I felt like if I sent it to you, you could verify it. You know what I mean? Actually, I haven't seen this video, though. Here, let's go for this.
Hello, I'm Josh's dad, and there's a lot of rumors going around, so I wanted to make a video for Josh.
Well, I haven't seen it, but now I feel really bad. Now I feel really sad because I can already tell just from I sped up a little bit, but yeah, I mean, you can just tell that he really, like. I wonder, like, when it comes to, like, this locale community that was around Cobes and shit, like, how much he was impacted directly with this, outside, obviously, of his fucking son's death and his, alcoholism and all this other shit. But, like, obviously, because he made a video to, obviously, dispel bullshit, which I'm sure a lot of people were trying to be asked. This dude needs, like, some privacy and some time, like, he has to go out and do this type of shit, I won't, like, kind of stay with the video, at least, but just kind of, but, I mean, I want to at least, like, kind of look at some of these, the comments specifically, because, like, I mean, the NES, I don't know what the NES is. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I don't want to, like, watch the whole thing, because I'm actually going to kind of be like, oh, man, what's a locale, but I like to think that most people that watch Rip Cobes, he was a real one. I mean, this one at least seems real. Like, there are some, I'm just like, like, some of them just feel like they're memes, So this guy making music with Ozzy now. Like, you're just memeing, dude. Yeah, maybe you feel bad, but I guarantee you're one of the dudes that were, like, contributing to some shit, and you don't really care that much. It's, like, kind of low-key, like, shut the fuck up, I mean, there's just some shit there. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, I don't think these people gave that much of a fuck. Some of those comments, for sure, definitely have some of that, but it's like, motherfucker, dude. Because because honestly, yeah, there was an entertaining aspect and an actual, like, kind of genuality about who he was. Like I said, even I would, like, check out some of his shit just to see what's up with him. And there was, like, an element of him, getting, a redemption arc of having a new apartment, trying, like, like, get settled into a new place, and get, like, a new lizard for a pet and stuff. And some other shit too, from what I understand, and also, like, kind of, like, figuring out, like, some other things about, his health to get it better. I don't know about the alcoholism parts, but at least of everything else. So, I mean, it did seem like he was on the right track for shit, but then, just because he was so destructive of himself, and because of a lot of the people that watched him were destructive with him, basically, well, it led to this. And I wonder how many people, generally think, like, yeah, did I contribute to it?
Did I do my part? Did I help put him in the ground? No, I saw his video. There are people in the community who feel that way, but nowhere near enough. Yeah. Well, I got to be honest with you, man. The question has to start to be asked now, right? And I got to be honest with you. There's the Thunderdome that I chill at, right? There's a couple of dudes in there that are just pickling themselves and doing it in front of an audience, right? And it's like,
I can't help but chuckle at that, pickling themselves, pickling their liver. Just the way Paul describes it, pickling. Which isn't wrong. it's just a description of it. But, I mean, it really is, like, even just kind of beyond the whole low-cal Cobes thing, I mean, it really is, like, a thing of, like, even if it really isn't necessarily, like, someone you give that much of a shit about, like, it's one of those things where, like, where do you try to maybe not step in, but at least avoid, like, avoid this type of shit. Be like, hey, like, how, like, do I avoid enabling and contributing to this type of thing? Not, like, just avoiding the person, but just avoiding the enabulation and, like, the acceleration of that. Like, what are some things that, I could do to avoid that, and contributing to that problem? Now, like, but at the same time, this is a question of, like, I mean, is this so bad that it should be addressed? You know what I mean? Like, because there definitely is a, thing where there definitely needs to be a addressal, especially for someone like Cobes. Like, but he ain't the only one. There's plenty of fucking locals out there that I think seriously need this addressal, whether they know it themselves or deny it or don't know it. Like Boogie, even though he does deserve the bullshit and ire because he's such a shithead and an asshole and a fucking lying narcissistical douchebag, he's one of these people that, knows he needs help, doesn't give a fuck though, but yet needs it anyway, and people just keep berating him until he fucking just caves in because he just can't go for the lies anymore. I mean, that's why he's a local, because he hasn't broken yet on that one. And frankly, in a weird way, I don't think he ever will. But, I guess that in that case, good for everyone else, including me, because fuck him. At least for now. I don't think there is a redemption arc for that shithead. Or for someone like Jared, like, who's a straight up pedo, or like Cyrax. And I honestly, feel bad for him in a lot of ways. But he's also got some shitty problems, and he's really just not a good guy either. But at the same time, it's like, he hasn't been an overt fucking awful shithead, for a local. I mean, he's a little bit more closer to, like, the King Cobra side of the local spectrum than not, but he's sure shit, like, nowhere near as good. That's what makes it even more lame, in a way. Because, like, even if they're locals, wouldn't you want to take care of them in a way of, like, supporting them where you can actually, like, watch their content frequently on a basis to where you can, see them for the longest amount of time, at least as long as they're doing content, Even if there's an element of, like, hey, when they get hella drunk or some shit, like, it's fun content or blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, then don't enable it. If they spend their money on it, that's them. Not you that time, outside of just giving money to them. I mean, I guess it's the same principle of why people don't give money to homeless people, because it's the same principle. That same idea, like, they're just going to use that money for booze or drugs or whatever. But it's just like, hey, people need money at the end of the day. We live in a world and a society and an economy that requires fucking money to do shit and live. Even if they are going to use some of that money for booze and drugs or whatever else, I guarantee you not all of it is, and if at least some of that money is going to food and other shit, I don't care. Like, honestly, you know what? At that point, it's their cash and fuck it. You know, like, they're going to do whatever they want with it. And honestly, more times than not, a lot of, times I have given some money to homeless people, at least if it's like a $5, when they're not asking for it, but like maybe busking or actually like just doing something, or maybe they're just kind of just hanging out and chatting. Like, and just kind of, it's one of those things where you have to kind of gauge it, I guess. But if I give like a $5 or like a couple bucks, they're actually like, oh, thanks, man. I might be able to get myself a hot dog at Stubby's now or something. I should get something filling that's hot and fresh today. Like, if I had like canned food and bullshit from the trash outside of a bar, yay. Like, to them, it's like, oh, sweet. But if you're just like, giving that to everybody, then yeah, you don't know. Sometimes you just kind of have to just talk with one of them and just kind of gauge it. Because, I mean, especially these days, like, there's a lot of homeless people that are just straight up just people that are just outright down on their luck. And arguably, that has just always been most homeless people. But, like, especially these days, it's not just because, like, every homeless person out there ain't all just tweaking out and on Fenton, whatever the fuck. A lot of them are, like, not even that long ago, where people just like you and me, and now they're really down on their luck and can't get back out right now. It's like, more often than not, they're going to appreciate that fucking couple bucks.
People on Kiwi Farm. I don't think Kiwi Farms has retrospection. I don't think Kiwi Farms even knows what it does. It's just absolute anonymous facelessness over there, and I don't think there's going to be any kind of movement over
Kiwi Farm's still a thing.
Where they're away from finding these.
I thought, what's her face? I forgot her name. Used to live in Ireland. Used to live in Canada. Moved to Ireland. All sort of shit. Got in a scandal, about like money fraud or frauding people for the trip or whatever the fuck. God, what the fuck was her name? Because she got like doxxed by Kiwi Farms. She made a campaign to try to fuck Kiwi Farms and shut it down. And I think she did. So I thought it was shut down because of that, but I guess not.
People who are sick and encouraging them to be sicker.
I forgot to fucking deal with the goddamn licensing key weird embedded bullshit. God damn it. I meant to do that today. I totally forgot. Oh my God. Well, whatever. Oops.
That would necessitate the entire website being taken down. And that won't happen. You can't help people that don't want to be helped, though. That's true, but you...
And I also think the same for Kick, because Mordax, I don't know if you heard, if you're still in there, like, there was a French streamer, like, who was a part of these other streamers on Kick, who for months, probably honestly years, from what it sounds like, on end, like, was basically slowly but surely tortured to death, off and on throughout these fucking live streams, and eventually died, and, like, literally, like, on stream, too, like, at least from what it seems like in his sleep, and when the dudes, after, like, realizing that something might have been wrong, instead of actually, like, calling the emergency services or, like, shaking him or something, they threw bottles at him, like, just throw bottles, see if he budges to that, like, and it is actually, in France right now, a huge scandal, because even the fucking government is, it's like trying to brush this under the rug and saying there was no foul play or anything either. It's just like, what the fuck? So not only the French government, but Kick and, like, these streamers are, like, basically getting away with this shit. Like, the government itself is now complicit because they're like somehow on the side of Kick and on these streamers who were doing this shit. You didn't hear about that? Dude, since arguably it is tied into everything we're talking about here, I'm sure you know Moist Critical, right? Here, hold on. Let me do this. Yeah, there we go. I think that he made another video about this earlier today. Yeah, the Cracker Barrel shit. That shit was absurd and annoyed me. Yeah, right here. Right here.
Yesterday I talked about a streamer who passed away.
You know, I
while-
mean, because this is about this topic. You know, not just with Cobes, but with this, when it comes to these locales, this is all kind of tied together in a way, honestly, dude. So, you know, and after this, I think, you know, then we'll have a little bit of a lighter topic, you know, at hand. But I got an idea. I think we'll take like a little 5-minute interim period. The stream won't stop, but I'm just going to pause it, you know, and restart the app just so maybe it will stop this just so we can watch the other thing. Because the other thing will be a palate cleanser, but we'll just give it a sec. I'm honestly surprised Rose ain't fucking in here because, like, if anything, like, he was on earlier when I was streaming a little bit this afternoon, and I mentioned, like, yeah, I was going to do this. Because he's always about the reaction shit. He even said, oh, yeah, I'll get you some shit. Get some cats, some food shorts, some savory, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. But it's not here yet. It's actually kind of shocking.
Stream. His name was Raphael Gravin, known
Usually he's here by now, normally. Like, he's always on point.
as Jean Parmenov. He was a French streamer who was once a gamer, then started doing more IRL content and teamed up with some real degenerates that mistreated him and abused him for a very long time. And then they did a 10-day marathon with Jean Parmenov where they strangled him, beat him, humiliated him, some truly evil shit, and he unfortunately passed away while sleeping on that stream. You can see all of this. It's very, very hard to watch.
And very fucked up. And the very few videos that he showed, which was not even the worst of it, is already really fucked up. And it's like, I honestly, those are the only clips I've seen were the ones that he showed when he first talked about this. And I've seen my fair share of some fucked up shit. You know, like from Heavy R, stuff like that. Bruh, like, dude, I've had my fill. And, you know, like, even for me, I'm just like, damn, dude, fuck. Yeah, you know, it's like, and the fact that it was just, like, you know, have you ever seen that movie, The Condemned? You ever seen that movie before? Like, it has, like, a wrestling, champion at the time. It's like, I think, a late 2000s movie or something. Have you ever seen it? I forgot the name of the wrestler, and then there's, like, a British actor that's in there that's, you know, at the time was relatively famous. And, there's, like, a few other, like, somewhat not, like, famous actors, but, like, kind of B-list style, like, you know, actors, you know, making, like, kind of bigger roles. I forgot that, I mean, like, everything about it. You know, hold on. Maybe, if I looked up just the movie itself here. Yeah, here, hold on. How did he die? In his sleep. And frankly, I don't know all the exact details outside of that. But here, yeah, this movie. Yeah, that guy right there, Steve Austin, that's his name. Has Steve Austin in it? Yeah, it's late 2000s, 2007. Seen this movie before? Where it's basically like the Hunger Games Battle Royale shit, but it's literally like a pay-per-view online, and there's a whole website dedicated to watching these people, like, kill each other, basically. And, like, the whole, like, dude behind it all is, you know, like, literally making profit off of the demise of these, like, crazy criminals, you know, for people to watch and kill. And, you know, like, and the winner basically gets a full pardon and a free ticket, you know, freedom, and is able to, like, you know, live in a country where he won't be extradited or nothing and can live, you know, free, basically. And, you know, and have, like, a retirement plan, the whole shebang, basically. Like, live quietly, like, you know, a retired mafia boss without having to worry about nothing. You know what I mean? And arguably, like, that's its extreme version, but platforms like Kick and shit like this, it's basically like that fucking movie, dude. I mean, in a way, Like, I mean, I don't think, yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I mean, it's not like the best movie out there, but it's a good movie, honestly. Like, I've seen it a few times, and it's not a bad movie. It's actually legit pretty good. It's kind of cheesy in some parts and other shit. You know, like I said, it's not like the best movie out there, but honestly, all in all, pretty good movie. And you know, and Steve Austin actually is not a bad actor. He actually, you know, for acting, he actually does pretty well in the movie. At least from what I remember. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I'm just going based off the memory from, you know, when I was growing up watching it. But I don't know. I remember it being a pretty good flick. But either way, the point being though is that it's just straight up like this shit is, you know, like the equivalent in a way. Not even like Battle Royale, like the Japanese movie or like the Hunger Games and shit. Like this is just straight up like the Condemned. And there's even one point in the movie where there's like a news reporter who's like, you know, reporting on this and, you know, being like, oh shit, like this is going on. And, you know, they're in a country where there's illegal loopholes, so we don't know what to do about it and blah, blah, blah. And how do we stop the, like, and they even ask, like, because so many people are watching, like, are we the Condemned and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a cheesy little, like, thing, but it's just kind of like, are we the Condemned? And it's like, yeah, honestly, we kind of are, because we should be condemned if we're the ones supporting this blood sports bullshit. Even if it's not literal blood sports, I mean, think about it, it kind of is. Like, the blood sports is the fact that these people fucking died. You know, like, whether it's Cobes or this French streamer, or, you know, it's like, that's the blood sports. You know, fuck the blood sports of, like, you know, the edgy ass fucking debates, you know, and shit online and those weird little, like, debate panels. People thought that was blood sports? Fuck that. That ain't blood sports. That ain't shit. That's like cuddly teddy bear sports. This shit's real blood sports. And honestly, how, you know, how much more of this is going to happen before the question is really actually fucking taken into consideration from people? That's what I'm wondering. Because it's being asked now, but I mean, it's not to the point where it is on a level where people are really aware of it. So I honestly want to bring it up. It's kind of been my crawl. Because, I mean, you know, like, there's a lot of content creators, you know, like, of different levels. Like, the guitarist Macedon, Pimp Monk, King Cobra, like, you know, like, it's just like, shit. I mean, there's, you know, like, this has kind of been on my crawl because, like, in this, just this week alone, dude, like, it's just been fucked. This past fucking month, bro, it's like, what the fuck? Is August just this year destined to be the month of death for this fucking year? I mean, please, by the end of the month, can Donald Trump be the next one? Please, 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 please. Because we already know there's speculation of him dying, which I already knew this was happening for a while. But now it's really, like, oh my god. Dude, if the month of death claims him too, I actually would say this is a good month. It will nullify everything. But I doubt that's happening. But, hey, fingers crossed. You can wish. You can wish with one hand, but reality gonna shit in another. But anyway, let's not lollygaggle too much.
All of this. It's very, very hard to watch. I looked into this super deeply. Jean Parmenov was an individual who went through a lot of struggle, and he was a vulnerable person. And from what I can tell,
Hey, by the way, Rose, don't worry about it. I was making a joke earlier about, like, yeah, man, you're usually on point. Usually it's here within, like, the first 30 minutes, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just moving around. You got your life, you know, so who cares? I think it'd be October because it's like, well, if it's a theme. Well, considering what's happening this month so far, not so much. You see the Lil Nas X. Yeah, you know what? If Lil Nas X is going to go to prison for anything, let it be because he fucking, you know, did assault and battery on a goddamn cop. It's my life, I know, right? Prince down the street, white boots and undies. Wait, was that what happened with Lil Nas X? Wait, what? White boots and undies. Wait, is there a video of that? Is there a video of this? If so, someone find it and link it to me. We'll look at it as a palate cleanser. And then we'll do like a quick little intermittent period to restart the app to fix this shit. Because I did charge my phone up hella. I'm having to charge anyway just to keep the life aight. And also maybe I'll use the time to switch over the ice pack too. Because I don't know if this will overheat or anything. I'm having my precautions. Taking precautions right now. I forgot to deal with this bullshit with the fucking that, popping up. But I was meaning to do that, but I just kind of spaced on some other shit. So, whatever. Yeah, let me send it. Yo. I know. Well, hey, don't worry. It's only it won't even be 5 minutes. It'll be probably less than that. I'm just saying, it will get rid of this. So then for the other palate cleanser stuff and the actual fun stuff I want to check out, then it won't be there. The stream won't end. It'll just look like it's buffering for you guys. That's all. Oh, it's on public freakout? Shit. Okay, I'll figure that one out. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind for sure. Honestly, I'm not surprised it's on public freakout.
Group with Naruto and Safane, these are big French streamers. They exploited his desire to be accepted by pretending to be his friend. And what they wanted for Jean as their friend was to let them beat the fuck out of him and treat him like garbage. Dehumanize him, abuse him physically.
Can't play for Discord? Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
And mentally, and put him through torture on stream for their content because it was very popular content. It was all broadcast on Kick, and I speculate...
Like if someone downloaded it and sent it there. Yeah, I think it could. I think you might, depending on how big the file is, I think you might need Discord Nitro, so just keep that in mind.
Yesterday that Kick probably knew about it. Turns out they 100%
anyway, enough distractions.
knew about it, and Kick France would even make tweets about Jean Parmenov and the torture he was enduring. They were fully aware of what was happening. They even used him to push their merch. So, Kick France...
I actually didn't know this. What the fuck? So, the French branch of Kick literally was using this as a way to support their fucking merch and shit, dude. What the fuck? Oh, that is fucked, bro. I didn't even know this. A local station even did a story about it. Oh, damn. All right.
It's not like they can just try and make the claim, this flew under our radar. If only we had known, we would have swooped in like fucking Batman and saved Gotham City.
Oh, more next, Scott. Never mind. Oh, cool.
This degeneracy. They knew. They even were an active participant in encouraging it, clearly. So they can't just play like the blissful ignorance card on it. Now, from what I read, that Kick Twitter account that was posting about it was run by a French agency, so maybe like Kick's staff didn't particularly know, but I find that kind of hard to believe that you would just let this...
Bullshit. They knew. Maybe not all of the staff, but the staff that would be necessary to maybe highlight and figure out shit like this, and maybe people flagging a stream being like, yo, what the fuck, because, despite maybe a lot of people just watching it for the lulz, thinking it's all fun and games and shit, there are some people that are going to be like, oh, this is real. Let me report this because this ain't, this is some serious shit. And there's going to be a team at Kick that are going to get those flags and those reports and review and look at that content. So, there's staff that are very fucking well aware of this going on. Especially in France, if it's actually kind of like public knowledge while it's going on with their French, branch and their agency and fucking, like in France, very well aware of it, then even the higher-ups beyond that know about it. So staff knew about this shit. And if they want to play ignorance, then they're fucking retarded. Or they think we're retarded, which is bullshit. It's like, nuh-uh.
Agency have free
wow.
that never ever.
I knew their government was trying to, like, undermine this bullshit a little bit. I didn't know that. That's honestly kind of starts explaining some extra shit about why their government's undermining this too. Like, what the fuck? Because they... wow.
Reports back to Kick itself. So I'm very confident they were aware of what was happening. But since these streams were so popular...
Okay, Zaf, hey, do you want me to send these complaints through? Oh yeah, toilet paper. Printer goes off.
They were big. Like, I knew they were very successful, but I didn't know how big they were. These were huge streams. And since they were so huge, I think they were hesitant to shut it down, and given Kick's history of just letting illegal activity go unpunished for a really long time, I think it's pretty safe to say that they saw the amount of eyeballs this was bringing, and they just let it ride.
Because what's fucked up is Kick will just blatantly let overt criminal activity run rampant on their content and platform. Like, just saw it because people love watching it. They love watching people in the act doing shit like this. Especially when it comes to, like, illegal street racers, people, like, sneaking into people's houses for the fucking memes, even if they're not stealing anything, that's still breaking and entering, that's a crime. Or shit like this. Like, it gets eyes for, and there are some fucked up people that enjoy watching that shit. Or just for the morbid curiosity, are like, wow, this is real content. Like, at least just on those two virtues alone, there's going to be eyeballs on that shit. And of course, Kick ain't going to have an incentive because that makes them money. They are making money off of criminal activity, like on their fucking platform. And that is honestly just fucking insane to me. Like, it's wild. I've never bothered to really be on Kick, even though I could. Because, like, I mean, it's just filled with just toxic, awful, shitty, disgusting fucking people on that platform. Just straight up. I guess it'd be easy for me to, like, just go balls to the wall and fuck on them endlessly. And they can treat me like a local, I guess. I mean, but what gain do I get from that unless I'm making money over it? I mean, honestly, is there a way to make money on Kick? That'd literally be my only justification. If I make money just literally just like yelling and arguing with Nazis on Kick, it's like if The Purge was a live stream, yeah. Honestly, that's a great analogy for it. It's like if The Purge was a fucking live stream, dude. Or at least a live streaming platform. That's a fucking great analogy, to be honest. That literally is like the Lawless West of, like, live streaming. Is Kick. I guess to a lesser extent Rumble. But, like, definitely Kick. That's a good analogy, dude. Honestly. I don't know. I like to play a fire sometimes. I mean, because they do have an app, so... Don't you have an app over there? Like, don't you have an account over there, Rose? Because maybe I'll let you know if I'm streaming over there, and then I'm sure I can make you a mod, so if there's, like, some really egregious fucks, you can, ban them or whatever, but at least when it comes to, like, just the average dipshit, in there, then who gives a fuck? I want to touch the size of a 10-foot pole. I mean, me neither, but, hey, honestly, I might look into about, how easy is it to, like, make money off of Kick? Like, just live streaming, it doesn't matter what really exactly the content is, it just matters, like, on, if I get eyeballs. Because if it's just a bunch of right-wing weirdos or Zionists or anti-Semitic fucking Nazi shit, so whatever the fuck, like, if it's those guys, I don't care. I'll fucking yell and argue with them and call them retarded little faggoty bitches all I want. Like, what's Kick ever gonna do? They let people literally die on their fucking live streams on their platform and don't do shit. So, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I could literally go balls to the wall and say whatever the fuck I want over there and nothing's gonna happen. Go where the money is. I mean, honestly, right now, I need my nut. You know what I mean? It's like that South Park episode. Trying to get my nut. Okay. trying to get my nut. Okay. Because, yeah, I mean, any side, if there's a way to make a little side cheddar, as small as it is, fuck it. I'll take it, dog. You know what I mean? That's honestly why I still do these streams persistently, even on the short side of it, because, I mean, hey, my subscriber count has been going up, and once I get to the point where I could monetize my channel, then I would have to be more careful about, you know, some of the weed and some other stuff, but beyond that, I mean, honestly, like, I can get it curated enough to where it'll work, and honestly, be Gucci. And I can make a little side shed. You know, the only thing is, it's like, you know, for, you know, at that point, I would just have to be extra careful, you know, when it comes to that, and especially when it comes to other people, cause, you know, like my friends and stuff, be like, hey, you got to make sure that, like, if you're playing background music yourself, it's really far away from my fucking mic. You know, to the point where, it, you know, you have to constantly be talking over or something, you know, or something else has to be somewhat over it so that it won't pick it up, you know, enough, right? Like, because it won't copyright or, like, strike you for stuff like that and demonetize you as long as there's enough, like, other shit around to where it doesn't pick it up enough. You know what I mean? Like, and there is, like, a time frame where you can get away with playing music like that, and I think the YouTube algorithm will dock you for something like that if you're playing it for like more than 10 seconds. You got like just unfiltered until it wants to get you. And even then, like, I think it might be more like 5 seconds because it really does kind of depend. But either way, though, I mean, point being, it's just like, at least with streams like this, I think I'll at least still be, you know, easier to do other shit. Because I noticed that YouTube doesn't age restrict my streams for weed or whatever else doing these. I don't know why. But with the YouTube shorts, they want to. And I don't do anything different. The only difference is on these streams, I'm reacting to shit and talking that. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't get it. YouTube is just stupid if they're bullshit, but what the fuck ever, you know? I have to at least try to navigate it. So, and it's so dumb. And I shouldn't have to. It's left. It's annoying. But, anyway. Enough of the Stunlock, though. Because, frankly, like, you know, this shit is, like, kind of a little mind-boggling to me. And here, I'll even do this. Just because, frankly, I mean, there's some information here I didn't even know. Like, the fact that, like, the French, like, team of Kick was, like, overtly endorsing this and selling merch off of it, like, that I didn't know about. So, I'm just kind of curious to see what other shit is here on top of the information I already do know. Especially to the broader topic we've been talking about for, like, the past hour and a half-ish, I guess, give or take.
They didn't care that Jean Parmenov was literally being fucking abused on their platform because it was getting some big-time peepers on the platform. And I think that needs to change ASAP for Kick. This is a platform that's growing a lot. And
not just for Kick, but for YouTube as well, by the way. I hate to pause it again, but, like, just want to put that out there because of people like King Cobra. You know, like, this is something that all platforms need to seriously address. And that doesn't mean that doing this ID verification, you know, protect the kids bullshit. This is just about, like, you know, protecting people, including sometimes the content creators themselves in a way. You don't want them, like, unintentionally, like streaming or, you know, creating content of their own destructive demise, you know, and shit, when it's being purposely enabled. And that is, like, the, you know, whether they know it or not, the purpose of the content for people.
So I think it's a good thing if Kick continues to be successful competition in the streaming space.
Dude, this fucking fly is huge. And it's just, oh my god, can I, like, burn your fucking wings off with you chilling there? Oh, shit. Hold on. Can I get you, asshole? Oh, you bit. Oh, I almost did. Oh, that's a fat fuck. Jesus, that's a fat bitch. Oh, there's gotta be something I can fucking mark this bitch with. It's just like something like long and like kind of, you know what? Package of weed. You're gonna die by the herb of the earth. You're gonna die by the will of the herb. Ah, shit. It flew. You know what? It'll come back. It'll come back.
is crucial.
They both got excited like I'm throwing something to them. They're like, wait, what? Play? It's no. Unless you all can catch this fat bitch of a fly, y'all not necessary right now.
But the way that they handle their own rules is laughable. It's just as bad as the way Twitch handles their rules. Kick is not shutting down illegal...
They're a little... I don't know about that, to be honest. Like, Twitch is a little, like... I literally got banned for permanently off of Twitch, literally over not even a gun. They thought it was a gun. It's like... because of my fucking friend being a dipstick. It's like, I don't know. Maybe Twitch is loose now, but Jesus Christ.
Activity on their platform, and they need to. Again, I'm not saying had they shut down this marathon of abuse stream, it would have saved John Parmenov's life. There's no way of knowing that. But at the very least, you would have set the tone that abusing and fundamentally torturing a human being on your platform is not welcome, which I think is a good stance to take. And it seems like it's something that a lot of the streamers on Kick would also like Kick to step up and do. Again, I mentioned this yesterday as another example. There is a streamer who is still actively streaming on Kick, as of me making this right now, is literally live, who has fucked multiple prostitutes on stream, and includes one time where he fucked a prostitute on stream with a child in the room while he did it on stream, and that guy is still not banned. Kick neat.
What? Okay, like, there are plenty of platforms where you can live stream, like Pornhub, where if you're fucking prostitutes or sex workers, like, no one's really gonna give a fuck. You could just, like, you know, say, oh, yeah, they're, like, my hookup for tonight, you know, what, yeah, you could say some shit. But, like, the fact there was a kid in the room while this was going on, and streamed as what, like, that guy, I mean, at that point, could that qualify as, like, some borderline variation of CP? Should that, like, be criminally, like, investigated or, like, charged and shit, you know what I mean? Like, because, that was being dumb. Yeah. Well, it wasn't even a gun. It was like a fake, like, broken airsoft, like, gun where it was literally just, like, the lever part and, like, the barrel piece. And the barrel literally just looked like a pipe. It didn't even look like a gun at all. And when he pointed it on stream at my head, it was just a barrel piece. And frankly, it was just because, like, that was it. And, you know, he pretended to be the Portland Police Bureau or whatever. And literally, like, seconds after that happened, like, stream was banned. So, yeah, that's, like, what happened with that, which is lovely. But, man, like, Kick has got a real fucking problem. Especially when it comes to shit like that. Like, it's just wild to me. I can't believe there's actually a fucking platform that just allows that. It depends on how come home at. See if we can go back without trouble. Yeah, I think it would be alright. I'd be more worried about the windshield, like, you know, of glass, you know, fiberglass and shit like that getting in your eyes or in your face or something.
Actually taking crimes seriously, which I can't believe is something that even needs to be said. But anyway, I'm not going to rant about that any longer. The big update to today's story is a French investigation has concluded that Jean Parmenov's death was not the result of any foul play. According to a public prosecutor, there was a post-mortem conducted and it was found to have not been killed by trauma or a third party. The probable causes of death appear to be medical and or toxicological. This is from Damien Martinelli, saying that further tests had been ordered, but ultimately they are concluding that this was not the result of all of the abuse and mistreatment that he endured for so long from these streamers that were beating him and strangling him and torturing him. 2 forensic doctors found no internal or external traumatic injuries or burns, only a few bruises and healed lesions. Medical experts consider that Mr. Gravit's death was not traumatic in origin and was not related to the intervention of a third party. Gravit may have suffered from heart problems and was undergoing medical treatment for his thyroid gland, the prosecutor added. There's a lot.
And I think that's bullshit. Because, like, if there's, like, you know, the fact that there were substances in him and all this shit, I guarantee you that they were drugging him and other shit, too. Or he was using that to cope with the bullshit that he was dealing with and enduring, and probably overdose, and none of them gave a fuck, you know, to look out for his health, because they wanted to abuse and demean him and dehumanize him, basically. So, the French government is basically, like, whether directly or indirectly, you know, like, playing at these fucking people's hands and saying, oh, we're innocent, and trying to, like, wash their hands clean of this shit when they are directly fucking culpable for it. Yeah, maybe, like, their abuse and also the bullshit and torture, you know, against this man wasn't so bad to where, like, there were, like, you know, serial killer levels of, like, you know, fucking, you know, like, you know, internal bleeding and all sorts of shit. But it don't matter. The content is there to watch. Like, I mean, and I've only seen the surface level of the shit they were doing to this guy. So, that idea that the fucking actual French government is trying to push is bullshit. Straight fucking up.
To unpack with this. Now, while his actual cause of death might not be directly...
From my understand, like, even in France, this is actually, like, some outrage, because even, you know, domestically, like, this is actually some big news over there, and people are fucking mad about it, too. Like, over there, you know, people in France are not happy about what their fucking government has, you know, concluded with this shit. Saying, there's no foul play. Bullshit. Yeah, there was. It was streamed for like 11 plus fucking days or whatever for the little marathon.
Related to all of the beatings and shit that he took from these fucking demons, I think it's inarguable that all of the stress and all of the torture that he endured probably was pretty bad for his already present medical conditions. I would make an argument, now of course I'm not a medical expert, that subjecting a human being with medical problems, as well as a couple of other things going on in the medical history, to the amount of beatings, strangulation, stress, consumption of dangerous chemicals, the sleep deprivation, and doing your absolute best to ensure perpetual misery of that individual probably exacerbates a lot of problems that could lead to their death. I would say that is something that most sensible people would agree with. I think if someone has underlying medical conditions, fundamentally...
Oh, you see the flesh parts. Oh, like the underneath? Yeah, that happens sometimes. I mean, for me, you know, like, at least for me totos, like, they're not really too bad, like, but every now and then I do kind of get a little bit too deep, you know what I mean? You know, and there is sometimes where, like, at least on the edge, it might bleed a little, or I'm like, oh, fuck. Because, like, I can't quite get to the edge, so I have to kind of, like, hold down, like, you know, the nail and be like, get out, and then, like, kind of, like, get in there, then, you know, finally get, like, the actual edge of it off. Like, so sometimes I might do that occasionally. I'm just like, oh, damn. That's a little shitty. But, honestly, like, luckily, I mean, it ain't too bad, but it is kind of, like, a weird thing. Like, it's, I just hate feet. I know they're useful. Outside the utility of what they are, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, low-key, though. Oh, Fido. Oh, you look so cute. I'm not even joking, low-key, though. I'd rather have, like, paws, like a doggo or something. I'm not even joking. Like, I mean, I feel like that would be easier to maintain than our weird-ass alien ape feet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Oh, you gotta trim your claws down a little bit and make sure that your paw pads are not fucked. Dope. You know? Like, big whoop at that point. Let's get clip. Remember fungus, ignore fungus. Well, tofu. Well, that you just gotta make sure you also, like, they also nickname it trench foot. Just change your socks and all that shit, you know? At that point, there's other factors of hygiene you gotta, like, think about, too, you know, when it comes to toe fungus and shit. It's not just the nails. They like to go in between your feet too. And honestly, like, I mean, there are times, you know, where I have, you know, not really have paid as much attention to, like, you know, the feet hygiene when, like, showering and stuff, and there will be, like, an occasional little fungi. I'm like, oh no. Because I would, like, switch my socks off for the next day. I'd be like, there's some funk. And honestly, I will admit, I'll take, like, an old sock and use it like a sander and be like, all right, you know what? Get the fuck off. You know, just, like, right in between my feet. And it does get it off, too, honestly. It'll just, like kind of like dead skin, just rip right off. And I'm like, nice. At least it got cleaned off quickly. And it's just a reminder, like, all right, shower time to use, like, you know, some extra shit to go down there and be like, feet are, see, this is why I don't like feet, man, because they're just gross, bro. They're always down there on the ground, touching shit and all this sort of stuff. They're in your shoes, your boots, and all this sort of bullshit, just fumigating. Like, I literally will never understand why people have, like, a kink for feet. I get, like, a neutral, like, they're there or whatever. You know, I get those people, whatever. But I'm just like, oh, hell no. Oh, fuck no. Like, I mean, just no. I know. I just, you know, I just don't understand it, man. You guys scrubbing motherfuckers in the shower, dog, nasty. I know, that's what I mean. I'm just saying, there's been some times where, you know, I have slacked before and I'll be like, oh god. That's why I'll be like, at least let me do this really quick because I have to go to work. I can't just shower really quick. You know, I'll just at least do that, get rid of all the, like, you know, a little bit of the buildup, and then shower later after work. You know, and I was at least showering, like, also with work at minimal every 2 days, but at least at best every other day. Just because, like, especially with all the fryers and the grease and everything and sweating, like, you like, if you went on longer than, like, you know, 1 day without showering, you're gonna be funky. You know, like, you had to. It's just because of how the work was. That's why, you know, especially for certain things, I want to wash everything, like my, you know, hair and stuff every shower because of shit like that. But, you know, sometimes, you know, I won't really think about the feet, and that's how it, you know, would kind of build up, you know, occasionally, and that's why I'll be like, oh god, oh no. And that's why I use, like, an old sock at the top of it or something, and just be like, alright, fuck it, just get this out, new pair of socks, let's go, wash your hands real quick, smoke a morning bowl, let's go to work. You know, like, because I can't shower. Like, I got, like, you know, 10 minutes or some shit to go to work. You know what I mean? I can't do just, like, all right, you know, whatever. Because at that point, I'd just be late. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just do it, you know, when I get off work. So it's just one of those things. That's why you got to take care of the feet. But at the same time, that's why they're nasty. Because, you know, it's like, because I don't get it. I don't understand why people are just weird like that, you know? We set up something gross and bare feet is the most output. Oh my, dude, don't even, oh no. Make your feet sound like they're as bad as Gabe's. Oh my, I don't want to know how bad his are, dude. Mine were never bad. It's just every now and then there'll be like a tiny little, like, weird little, like, you know, also, you know, like that, like, kind of build up from, like, cotton and stuff from the sock. You know what I mean? Sometimes it'll be there too. You know, and I'll just be like, oh, you know, like, so it would just be, you know, just shit. It's like, you know, and it'd be like, get out. I don't like it. And the problem is, though, like, my toes, like, honestly, it happens with my big toe and, like, the index toe, I guess. Like, because there could literally be another toe in between. Like, I have the genetics where my toes are, like, literally not like this, but, like, boop, like the big toes like that. So there could literally be, like, another toe in between. So it's just so easy for things to just be there. That's where literally most of the weird shit comes from, is just because of that space. It's like just this it's just like this gulf of space where things should just be there. And I'm just like, ugh. That's another reason why I just hate feet, bro. I think that's the reason why I make it sound like it's bad, because I just don't like feet. I mean, I don't care about my own feet. I mean, in a sense, I mean, it might be like, nasty, but, you know, clean my own foot and whatever the fuck, like, no big deal, who cares? But, like, other people's shit, oh, hell no. Look at it. It's just no. Even, like, people trimming their toenails and shit in front of me, like, even that, I'm like, God, why? You know, I'm just like, no. It's like, what the fuck? I don't get it, man. Some people, bro. Some motherfuckers. Aye. Yeah, but enough stun locking. Well, maybe not finish the whole video, but at least, you know, keep playing a little more and then chill for a sec, and then we'll have a quick little interim, and then we'll get into the Worst music festival ever after that. Because I know we're all going to have a little fun with that. And I'm sure, Rose, you probably got a few things yourself. And I know I got to check out that public freakout thing. In fact, before we completely dip, we'll definitely do that as well. All right, there it is. All right, cool.
Torturing them is probably just going to make it worse. Even if the torture doesn't directly kill them, I would be shocked if anyone thinks that this means that those streamers' hands are clean. Like, oh, case closed. He didn't die from any of the trauma he experienced. Yeah, he had some bruises and all that, and yes, he was abused for so long, mistreated, and fundamentally tortured by these individuals, but his actual death, well, it looks like that was just of natural causes and had nothing to do with any of this innumerable amount of torture that we've bore witness to. Surely that was all just circumstantial, had nothing to do with any of that. They're blameless. These are just some saints here. These are angels, actually. These are just good friends of Raphael Graben who are clearly going to be mourning his loss just as much as everyone else. They did nothing wrong. It was just medical problems that in no way was impacted by the abuse that he was subjected to for such an extended period of time from these individuals. I think all of the evidence that you can freely watch of all of the numerous, like, unfathomable mountain of clips of them just beating the shit out of him and literally like abusing him constantly, fundamentally torturing this man, would indicate that they definitely played a role in making his overall health worse. And we have the text messages from Raphael Graben to his mother that indicate how much stress he was under and how he felt like he was being held hostage by them, that he couldn't leave.
Which, by the way, that was like literally 2 days before his death when he sent those messages where he was like texting his mom being like, I feel like I can't leave, I'm trapped and they're holding me hostage and shit. Which, given the context, is just like, oof. That's actually just kind of like, I mean, it kind of makes me think about my own mama sometimes. I'm just like, damn, if I was in a wild situation, like, especially if I like how the current administration is, like, let's say I had to, like, got gaffled by ICE or the fucking, federal guard or whatever the fuck, right? Like, I mean, one of my calls will have to be like, it's probably going to be the only call to you, mama. Yeah. I'm basically kidnapped. By the administration, so, yeah, don't know when I'm going to see you, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, bro. I mean, because, like, I mean, if there's anything that, like, when it comes down to it all, like, that really makes you kind of care a little bit about motherfuckers, like, how much you care about the mama. And, like, and the fact that, like, one of the few people he tried to reach out to was his mama, just before the situation, it's just kind of like, damn, oof. It's like, it really is just, like, it kind of shows how dire that fucking situation is. Because honestly, there's a whole thing about, like, where, sometimes, before people die, they're like, I need my mama, blah, 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 and it's like, he was kind of in that position, and he was trying to reach out. And it's like, fuck. And arguably, honestly, even in my, like, dire situation, sometimes I'm like, damn, like, I wish my mama was here to help me a little bit. And I know, especially, when she ain't here, and like, whatever low points I'll have, I'll be like, damn, I kinda need my mama. Like, I mean, everyone's got those moments and shit, But it's just like, fuck, bro. The fact that, like, he didn't, like, get the help and shit, and despite that outreach, it's just like, fuck, dude. It's like, oof. Insane.
That he desperately wanted out.
Sounds like Logan might be home, actually.
It was so bad with their abuse of this man that they actually had him on stream confirm that if he dies, it's not their fault. I had to translate this, but in a clip that's out there, they are saying, well, what happens if Jean Parmenov dies? They said, well, we're going to have to get him to say that it's not our fault if he dies, it's a result of his lifelong bad health, his bad decision.
Wait, so they even try to preempt this? I didn't know that either. Like, so, they were going to try to say before he died, like, to try to get him to say, like, oh, no, if I do die, it's because of blah, blah, blah. Like, they were going to try to, like, groom him into saying otherwise. I mean, he just died before they can get him to do that. How can you not say there's not foul play? There literally is! They do this!
It's his terrible way of living that led to his death if he dies. And he initially said no. He didn't want to say that. But they made him say that. They forced him to say that if he dies, it is not because of all of the abuse that they subjected him to. Does that sound like the actions of an innocent party here? They knew that he was vulnerable. They knew that what they were doing could very well, like, end up with him dead, it seems. And then to try and cover their ass, they had him agree that if he dies, it's because of his own health problems. Which he initially declined to do. But they kept insisting that he clears them. Like, It's fucking absurd to try and make the claim that all of these streams, the months worth of abuse, more than months, a long time of abuse they subjected John Parmenov to, had no role to play in his passing. It's craziness to try and make it seem like just because they didn't like fucking kill him on the spot on stream, that they had nothing to do with his death. Now, something I've seen popping up from some real fucking brain dead morons here huffing stupid juice is that, well, he agreed to all of it, so it's his fault. Can't be mad at the streamers. If that isn't the biggest load of fucking barnacles I've ever heard.
Yeah, like anyone who wants to try to blame it on him because he agreed to doing the shit are full of shit and are fucking dumbasses and piece of shit. Nah. Like, it doesn't matter if he agreed to do this whole marathon stream or not. Like, it doesn't, give consent to the treatment and the abuse that he fucking got. That's fucking wild.
I've been trying to follow along a bit, but I'm like, what the fuck?
It's this French streamer. So there's this French streamer who kind of was doing like IRL streams with these other French streamers who were kind of big. One of them was named Naruto, and the other one was like Sogfeld or something like that. I forgot exactly what. Soul something. But those two were like utter scumbags because in this whole like marathon stream thing and this whole like back and forth IRL streaming they've done with him in collaboration over the years have been nothing but abusive and just horrible to him. And in this whole 10-day marathon stream that they were doing, like basically tortured and neglected and abused him with like sleep deprivation, strangling, beatings and stuff to the point where
like he agreed? I don't get it.
Yeah.
They get control over him like that.
Well, because the dude was, he was in a position with his health, like, because he had pre-existing conditions with some of his health, and trying to, like, help raise a little money and plus, like, stability, because he was also, like, a gaming streamer and was a little desperate for funds because he moved to IRL streaming a little bit. A lot of factors. But, like, the TLDR, he was, like, so desperate, he was basically gullible into thinking that these people were kind of like, in earnest, like, or it's all fun and games, whatever kind of shit. And even when, like, there were certain people, whether in the chat or, like, around him or even himself being like, yo, what the fuck? Like, they just kept doing it. And it got worse. And, like, I've seen some clips and it's just generally fucked up what they were doing to him. And, and he also had, like, some medical conditions on top of that. And it certainly exacerbated a lot of those to the point where he passed in sleep literally on fucking stream, on Kick. And then as an attempt to try to wake him up, they literally like threw bottles at him instead of actually like calling emergency services or, like trying to shake him.
They got charged, right?
Nope. In fact, the French government did a quick investigation themselves when it came to the autopsy and said there was no foul play. There's like, because of the toxicology report saying that there was like, toxic chemicals in the system that made him overdose and sleep and shit, which is like, but that is foul play because these motherfuckers were literally like grooming him to say, oh, it's these health problems that, aren't going to kill me kind of thing and abusing him and doing all this shit. So it's like, so the French government's like kind of complicit with it.
Damn French use.
Yeah, and actually, the French people, from my understanding, like the domestic news in France, from my understanding, people are actually generally outraged over it.
Good.
Yeah, from my understand. But the reason I even kind of brought it up because I kind of tied into King Cobra JFS because he was a local streamer and content creator, and he died of alcoholism earlier today, or I guess the other night, and like a lot of people that watched him, would honestly literally DoorDash and like put money up. Some people up to thousands of dollars over the years of him doing this shit, supporting his, destructive habits. And he was already like mentally disabled and like somewhat physically disabled and all sort of shit. And, but nonetheless was actually legit, like an innocent dude, like didn't harm anyone, didn't hurt anyone. None of that shit, but nonetheless, it's a locale, and people took advantage of it, and took advantage of him just being kind of gullible, mentally disabled and stuff, and it's like, now, it's made me think, like, especially because this shit's, especially twice, for different reasons, for different shit, streamers have died, because of the content creators and also people viewing the content. It's like,
wow, this shit needs more regulation.
I know, yeah. That's why, you know, at least a good chunk of the stream has been kind of talking about this off and on, because, like, I mean, there needs to be, like, kind of put into question of, like, what's the, like, ethics of, like, a platform, but also people watching this content, whether they're, like, innocently, you know, watching it because they actually are generally entertained, or maybe actually care and want to check out these people and stuff, you know, like, for whatever reason, it's like, what's some of the ethics of this, especially for the platforms that put this up, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Kick, I mean, and how they are regulating shit as it is now is the total opposite of how they should be addressing these problems, and the problems they think they should ought to be addressing, which should be addressed too, but not the way they're doing it. I mean, it's like, it's an issue. I mean, because if we're getting to this point, then how long is it going to be until, like, other people and broadly just overall, people generally take this shit seriously? For multiple reasons. Because it's kind of fucking wild. Especially with this. You know, I'd say, but, you know, forget, like, Cobra, or, like, even someone like Pinma and stuff, like, this is just, like, you know, a big French streamers, and this other dude, you know, who died was a bigger French streamer. You know, it's like, I mean, eventually, who's next is going to be a big one that people are aware of. Like, because King Beard and Pitmuck was probably the closest, you know, to being big like them, but, like, and people are definitely aware of that shit for sure, but, like, I mean, when it comes to, like, King Cobra or, like, anyone else, and, oh, it's stuck in the...
Damn it.
Yeah, it's in the... Oh, there you go. But, yeah, it's just like, fuck. I mean...
Good girl.
Who's going to be next? You know, because there's a few others, I think, that could definitely be a possibility.
First of all, we know from the text messages he didn't want to do it. He wanted to leave, but felt he couldn't leave, that he was being held hostage there. They weren't letting him leave, was the impression he was giving to a text message sent to his mother. Also, from what I was reading, they would actually force him to do this, sometimes monetarily. Like, they would financially pressure him to participate in their abuse and mistreatment. And from the very get-go, it feels like they manipulated a mentally vulnerable man who was looking for friends into being their guinea pig to just beat on stream for content, to make money off of it. They treated this guy like a human piñata, where they would hit him until money fell out from, like, the deranged viewers that were watching and donating and all of that. There is nothing here that indicates that he was a willing participant for everything. Yes, he agreed to a certain level of, like, extreme challenges, but clearly not all of it. Again, we have the text messages that he sent to his mother. It's clear he didn't want to do all of it. And it's clear on stream the amount of times he would say no to things, but they would still force him to eventually just succumb to it and agree. Also, from what I was reading, I'm not super familiar with the law in the region, but from what I read, you can't even legally consent to being tortured or anything like that in the first place.
Well, what fucking part of the world will allow you for that in the first place?
You can have consensual torture. I mean, BDSM is kind of torture. Can be.
Well, that's not literal torture because it's not meant to be torture. It's meant to be a
simulated torture, dog.
Literal torture versus simulated torture are definitely different things, though. I'm kind of like, look, I'm a little bit of a BDSM guy. Like, so
I mean, they're gonna. He's agreeing
because there are safe.
But what's the difference when the dude's agreeing?
Because with things like BDSM and other like yes, and other things, it's like, hey, you know, you stop as soon as I say a certain word that we all agree that it's like, all right, we're done. You know, like, you know, because as soon as that happens, then all right, immediate, no matter what the hell's going on, we're just nope, done. You know, like, that's the difference, because they purposely were trying to do this shit, like, and accelerate and, like, exacerbate and, like, you literally use them, like, you know, Moist Critical was saying, like Charlie, like, it's saying, like, yeah, it was meant to be, like, to be used as a guinea pig.
Real quick, side point. So I watched this interview of that comedian that I really like, the guy who does his own interviews a lot of politicians and shit. He's a left-wing guy. Is Hassan Mazi or whatever, comedian. Guess who he interviewed yesterday?
Hassan Piker, I think. Yeah, I was going to watch that. I haven't.
So now there's like a triple Hassan. No, it's three. They're all friends.
Mehdi Hassan, Hassan Massage, and then Hassan Piker. I know,
they're all three friends, and they're all left-wing Muslims.
I know.
Like, it's awesome.
Well,
you got three Muslim
Hassan
dudes.
is technically like a cultural Muslim. He says he's like a...
Oh, he is. Hassan Piker, he literally, in the interviews, like, bro, like, three fucking Muslim dudes named that are on, like,
Well, he's
And
not
he
like
starts
practicing, like you said. He because on his streams and stuff, he'll explain.
It don't matter.
Well, I know it doesn't really
terms,
ultimately
like,
matter.
You can be
but...
culturally Jewish, but people are still going to hate you for being Jewish.
Oh.
The same way, you know what I mean? You can be culturally Muslim, people are
Sure.
still going to hate you.
It's going to probably be the most fucked to draw me, but oh god, why did I make the safe forward kick? Oh no! Oh my god, you're. Oh wow!
What the fuck is this?
Meal water.
It looks like death.
It's just meal water, dude.
Dude, this looks so not good for you. It looks tinge of green-black.
It
Like
really
you-
do, dude.
Like you see soda is like brown-black.
It literally almost looks
But
like
this is
identical.
green. It's got like a greenish.
I was trying to make it look like
It's got
pickle
like
water.
a slight green tint.
Okay, it's literally just like that
I don't know,
rehydration Mio and then that orange vanilla
I don't
Mio.
know, dude. That just
And
sounds-
it just, because of the green and the orange and the blues,
This is
it
why
makes,
we need to move to Europe. Get rid of all these dyes and colorings.
I mean, it's just Mio. You're like, I don't even care. It
I'm
just
not.
looks so bad. It looks radioactive. Fuck that.
this is like the this is like the Slurpee mix thing.
Yeah.
When you go and mix all the Slurpee flavors together at 7-Eleven.
Bro, if
that's
they're-
what you
if-
get right there.
Or at the soda machine. If
Mix all the
or,
soda,
you know the
that's
movie-
even more
no,
nasty.
No, no, no,
Oh.
bro, no, dog. I know. Hold up. Hear me out. You know those soda machines at the movie theater sometimes where it's like you could literally click and choose whatever.
Yeah,
Well, okay. Hear me out.
7-Elevens have that.
Hear me out, because I swear to God, this is actually dank. If you go to Coca-Cola or whatever soda of your choice, especially ones that have a lot of options for different flavors.
Sounds terrible already, dog. The Slurpee's where I draw the line. I don't do that
Bro,
for Slurpee.
hold on. If you find one that especially has like cherry vanilla, a vanilla,
Hold up, they
lime,
already make
and
soda like
orange.
that. That's already.
I know, but we're talking about the ones that you click. So you're getting like a large soda with some popcorn.
That's what I mean.
It's a movie theater, right?
Hold up, they already have
you're not,
cherry
let me finish,
vanilla
hold on,
Coke.
Let me finish.
They have shit like
I know. Let me finish. So you click one of them, whatever it is. So here's what I like to do. I like to go to Coca-Cola one because they have the most variety of options. So I'll fill it up about halfway ice at the start, or actually no, I'll do quarter ice at the start because usually once you start filling it up, it will melt the ice. So you want to fill it up a little bit, about halfway or a little over halfway. So there's a ratio.
I'm like a one.
I don't either.
I
That's
take
why
like 1 or 2 cubes. That's all. I need.
don't really like a lot of ice myself, but I want a little bit for it to be in chilled and refreshed, but not
If you're
enough
in a
to where.
movie, because you're gonna be sipping on it for a while.
But you don't want
Don't want
enough
to
to
go
where
cold.
water will sit down. Because near the end of the movie,
Oh, yeah, it
the ice
sucks.
will melt. But
I hate
at
that watery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little water, just a teeny.
a little bit. Yeah,
not
that's
a
fine.
problem.
Exactly.
No
There's a
problem.
balance to it. I know the balance, but anyway, it's depending on the size. I
Extreme. He knows the balance.
No, for real though.
Ignar knows the balance,
Hold
bruh.
on. Let me finish. up.
Ignar's got the balance, bruh.
Well, I
That's
know.
why he
Look,
don't drop shit on camera.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, whatever. Okay, but no, for this though, I do. So here, let me finish.
But
real
this
quick.
though, I do.
No, seriously, because for Coca-Cola, I would go for the orange first. I'll do like a quick splash of that. I'll go to the regular Coke, fill it up for a sec, and then I'll be like, all right, pure cherry, boom. I don't go cherry vanilla. I do just pure vanilla. I do that for a little splash of that. I go for the lime, splash of that. Go back to the orange.
They
Another
have a
splash
straight
of that.
vanilla soda. I wonder what that tastes like.
And
straight up vanilla.
Hold up. After that,
Just
I
straight
go back
vanilla?
to the vanilla one. Yes, they do. And I'll go back to that.
Because they have cream soda.
I'll go back to that, and
cream
then
soda
I'll
and vanilla are
bump
not
that.
the same flavor.
I know they're not, but I'll bump it back to that, and then I'll go back to the lime a little bit, and then usually by that point it's a little bit filled up, and then I'll just fill that with the rest of it with regular Coke, and then top it off after my low ratio of ice, which is about 2/3 ish about filled of ice, and the rest of it's a soda. I swear to God, it's like a semi-tropical, like not colada, but like a tropical like fruit punch
Now,
cola.
This is
I shit you
my
not,
favorite.
dude. I swear to God, I'm not even joking,
All right.
and it's actually fire, dude.
All right.
I do that every time
Okay.
when I go to theaters, and it's banging every time.
All right.
Shit you not.
It's easier when you're the person making the experimentations
Mm-hmm.
and taking the risks. It's different when it's already a complete product,
See, yeah, that's
and then people need to just trust your judgment on this.
But I've done this with Meows, with vitamin waters,
You're
with
trying
that.
to convince me to trust you on this.
But I swear, I know the
this.
science of this shit though, because I've done it with vitamin waters, I've done it with
The
Meows,
only reason
I've
why
done
I
it with
consider it's because
that,
of the fucking Slurpee shit. I will
and
make Slurpee.
Slurpees, yes, and
Okay,
Slurpees.
like for example, my
OG.
favorite
OG
Slurpee,
way to do it.
perfect Slurpee for me. Bottom pina colada, middle Coke, top pina colada again. Pina colada Coke mix is just amazing.
Yes, facts. Oh, you know what?
Pina colada bottom, middle Coke, top it off. With more pina colada.
It honestly, to add to that, if you have a place 7-Eleven that has banana on top of that,
The banana is good.
you already know.
The top.
Not
banana.
just top, a little bit at the bottom. I do like
I'm
a
doing
triple
a little
level.
above the bottom, yeah.
A little bit of
I
banana,
don't want the
pina
banana
colada.
directly interacting with the Coke. I want it separated.
Yes.
I want it banana,
pina colada, Coke,
then Coke. Yes.
and then
yes.
pina colada,
Because
and
the
then
pina colada
top it. Yeah,
and the
it's
banana
like.
mix well, but banana and Coke don't mix
Well,
so
I have done banana
Whereas-
and Coke together.
Just straight up.
Yeah, and honestly, it does mix really well. If you do more banana than the Coke, because the Coke adds like a weird, like, if it's possible for a sweet to be savory, like a savory flavor to the banana, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain. But if you do the ratios right, it's actually not bad.
Trump's talking about heaven and shit.
I know, because he's about to die, and he's like, I need to
knows he
do
can't
good
live
deeds. I'm doing some good deeds, at least at what I think are
Bro's
good
never
deeds.
getting that Nobel Peace Prize. He thinks he's getting that Nobel Peace Prize. He's not. You know how you get a Nobel Peace Prize? Stop funding a genocide. How about that? That's instant. I'll give you a Peace Prize for killing the war in Gaza.
You know what's fucked up?
Hey,
Watch him
organize
get
the
one
two-state
posthumously.
solution.
Watch him get one
That would get-
posthumously. I swear to God, he'll get one
How?
posthumously.
What did he do?
I don't know.
He put forth
I don't
that. You hear
know.
about Venezuela?
I don't
Did you hear
know.
about
I'm
Venezuela?
just saying.
Did you hear about what happened today with Venezuela?
Today?
Yes. He
No.
sent 4,000 to 6,000 Marines to Venezuela.
Oh no! I
multiple
heard about.
warships.
Well, no, I heard about he was gonna enact that and already execute
It's
the order. But
executing
now,
now.
okay, so
It's
now,
happening
okay,
like,
so that
as we
actually
speak.
is. Well,
It's in motion.
That's lovely.
Why? There's nothing even good about Venezuela.
I'm saying that sarcastically.
Oh no, actually, that makes sense.
Oil reserves.
Oil.
Venezuela has the
Yeah,
oil
because
reserves.
he
The
did
largest
that.
oil reserves
So,
in the world, supposedly.
His first administration,
You know how?
he occupied Syria for a little bit just to steal their oil. Remember that?
Well, I think we were doing that
Yeah,
even
but-
before him. I think, but yeah, like, but also we've been trying to like do a coup d'état against Venezuela for a long time, literally because of the large oil reserves that are in Venezuela.
Because they're fucking
Yeah, because
socialists.
Maduro.
Well, they're socialists.
Yeah, and before
never
him,
liked them
and
because
before
they're
him, yeah, and before him, Hugo Chavez, which he's actually pretty legit. Maduro, not as much, but fucking Chavez was actually great. But a lot of it's because they nationalized the oil reserves and the oil resources and shit.
Wait,
You know,
hold
so-
hold up, just for a second. When the stream's over, I want to watch this with you.
Oh shit! All right, it's been a long time since I've seen some epic rap house. I will say I actually doing an
Henry
interim.
Ford versus Karl Marx. That's
Well,
ultimate capitalist versus anti.
Capitalist, socialist, yeah. I mean, I will say though, I'm doing a little interim anyway, so if you want to show me in between that, because I want to react to that Woodstock Festival. You know, the
Oh,
fail.
really? You haven't gotten onto that one yet?
Not yet.
Damn, I'm about to go through that again.
Again, well, I mean, hey, it's funny though. I mean, and also, I
It's
think
not
especially.
funny. It's tragic. It's actually like humanity like falls apart and
Well, I mean,
People
yeah,
people literally, like-
but honestly, in hindsight,
not a lot of people died. I would have.
well, don't spoil it,
I
and
would imagine
no
lots
spoils.
of
We
people
don't need no
died.
spoils, damn it.
You said that last night when you were talking about it. I'm
And-
just repeating what you said.
Well, I no, I didn't talk about the
You
death
did.
part.
You
No,
said
I didn't.
Surprisingly, not a lot of casualties. You said some shit like that.
No,
At one point or another.
I was probably talking about the cruise one because I was, that was the one we were reacting to.
No. Yeah, but we did get into talking about.
Well, because I was
one
initially
probably
wanting to, but we didn't. Well,
You
no,
brought
that
up-
wasn't on
you
stream.
did-
That was afterwards. That was
Okay, all right.
so that was in between. The chill stream factor. Yeah, so that was different. So that wasn't on stream. So yeah, that's not spoilish. Trump's not funding genocide in Gaza. Checks notes. Dying? I mean, honestly, you know, if the virtue of him dying does help stop the shit in Gaza and stuff, fuck it, dude. I mean, honestly. Like, you know what? I'll take it. Or at least for domestic shit. Or maybe stopping the war in Ukraine. I mean, honestly, there are some options here where I'm like, you know what? Alright. If it takes him literally, like, having to face his own mortality for him to finally at least do a thing right, then fuck it. I'll take it, I guess.
Hey, guys, I need to stop for a second, because I think this might have been my last day at Hollywood. Because she was at first, she doesn't ever make up her mind. She's like, well, I need you to work Thursday next week. And then I told her, hey, I just communicated with Israel. He wants me to work Thursday through Sundays, which is cool, because that's basically the schedule I had here. But I told them that you wanted me to work this coming Thursday. And then she, like, thought about it, and she was like, yeah, I mean, if I could hire another driver before then, I probably won't need you that night. So, yeah, I'd say just go do it just go there. Watch Thursday come along. I go to downtown to work, and she called me, like, where are you?
I'm working at downtown.
I'm like, I'm working at downtown. You told me you were going to get another driver hired and just said, fuck it, just go work for Israel. You literally said that. You were like, whatever. Just, yeah. And watch her, like, need me and be like, no, come back. I need you for the day.
Don't let her fucking take advantage. I mean, you haven't already, but
Dude,
she's trying.
It's the same job, but it's not. It's not the same job. It's the same job, but it's not, my friend.
Oh.
It is not the same job.
Yeah, I want to at least leave this.
Like, I get paid to do the same shit, but I don't have to deal with the same shit, if that makes sense.
Video shows Lil Nas X wandering LA streets before arrest. And he got arrested for assaulting an officer, apparently. Based Lil Nas X. And he's wandering around in booty shorts with no shirts. He's wandering around in booty shorts? I love Lil Nas, dude. Lil Nas X, man.
Bro,
dude.
fuck this fucking Satan. Fuck Satan in the ass.
Dude, he's such a troll, bro. And he's fucking with cops, be like, fuck you, bitches, and like, please tell me this video of that at least.
Old Town Road rapper Lil Nas X has been charged with battery on a police officer after he was arrested and hospitalized in Los Angeles.
Hospitalized?
What, did they fucking beat on his ass or something?
Or they said he was insane?
Look at him.
Sent him to a fucking...
I love how he's just like, I'm in my booty shorts, what's up?
I can't see it, really. He's not in booty shorts, he's in fucking whitey tighty. Booty shorts, that's straight underwear.
My boy is packing though, dog. Like
he's got something there.
He's got, oh my, damn.
He's got massive, but not small. Depends on how much he's a grower or a shower.
Damn, he got a little bakery back there too. What the fuck? Damn, Lil Nas. All right,
you got a thing for Lil Nas.
A little bit. I like
just
him.
Sexualized the fuck out his, objectified him.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm a buy man.
You instantly
I love,
that
dude. He's a sexy man. He's a sexy man. I respect sexy. You know when I see it. Okay, fuck you. And bro, you know what?
Bro doesn't have a bakery. He doesn't. He has a small ass. His ass is small.
Fuck. He's a sassy black man just strutting his shit, not giving a fuck. Assaulted a cop. Got beaten up by a cop in his back, you know, fought back, you know. You know what?
Jimi Hendrix, I'm the one who has to die when I have to die, so let me live my life the way I want to.
Dude, look at him. Look at him.
I'm enough.
Look at him strut. Look at him strut, dude. Ah, look at him strut. Ah.
Dude, he literally is doing like a model walk.
I know, dude.
Like a red carpet walk.
Punched an officer twice in the face that morning, and that led to
yes.
his arrest. Police say he was also
oh my god, he's struck that booty. He's like, let's go. Oh my god, dude. Hold on. Look at this.
He's owning it, bruh.
I know, dude. I love him. Dude.
Bro has to be on drugs.
And that led to his arrest.
There's no way.
Look at him strutting that booty.
Why are you...
Look at him strutting that booty.
Why are you...
He's in white cowboy boots. He's in white cowboy boots.
Tiny white against white cowboy boots. The white cowboy.
I love him, dude.
Whitey Tidy's white cowboy boots incident. In what city? What city is this?
I don't even know, actually. Where's his... Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, what city is he in?
L.A.
Of course.
One officer reports that he managed to get the rapper in a headlock, at which point he yelled harder, which the officer said it made him feel really weird. He was like, he was in a headlock and he was like, oh, harder, daddy. And the cop was like, this is uncomfortable. I don't know if I should headlock you anymore.
The reverse psychology, that
dude, I love Lil Nas X, dude. What a troll, man. I love him, bro. You know what? Like, I hope he gets, let off. I don't even give a fuck. He deserves it. This is just fucking amazing.
And bars at this time, his reps have not commented on the situation. We hope he's well.
Yeah, that was at 5.
We hope he's well. Oh my god. Holy shit, I love it, dude. Dude, that headlock comment, a part of it all, makes it even better.
This is Lil Nas.
That was
hey.
That was a joke.
Wait. Lil Nas.
I was born the fuck.
Like with the hand there.
Dude, why'd they just say that as a joke? You should have put r/ in there, or a /s, sarcasm or something. Like, cause I thought that was real.
Wait, he said something derogatory?
No, Rose was just joking with that comment. I thought it was real. You asshole. You bastard. Bastard. Maybe we'll do this. So, we'll eventually go through the next little part. But like I said, quick little intermission, just mostly to get rid of that bullshit with the admin embedded license key, whatever the fuck. Just at least it's an attempt. So we'll be back in a little bit. At least, as long as that Henry Ford versus Karl Marx thing for sure.
This motherfucker.
At least, long enough for that. I typed it like a news person would say, so I thought it'd be obvious.
Bro, why did he wear this?
No, for real.
Why did he wear that?
No, for real,
Why don't you wear that?
Wear that, bro. Dude.
With the boots.
And the tidy whities.
Oh, they got a full picture. Bro, literally, like, why is there a Bible? Why is there a Bible? Why is there a Bible?
I love it.
Why is he... What?
Because it's meant to,
Trigger. I know.
Yeah.
Dude is in massive platform boots.
Dude, I love Lil Nas, man. Like, he just don't give a fuck, man. No. Unapologetic about who he is as an artist, as a person, as a personality. What? Let me see.
Why do gay dudes have the weirdest fashion? Look at this. What is this? Is he supposed to be like a gay superhero?
I love it.
A gay superhero.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's some superhero gay outfit shit, dude.
Hold on.
Phone.
I'm sorry, hold on.
You dropped both. How do you drop both phones?
Because it fucking flew.
Oh, that's fucking crazy, dude.
I mean, I don't like... Oh, my God.
Dog. You got almost full tranny at that point. Like, Jesus.
You know what? I mean...
He even put makeup on to look more feminine. Like, he made his face look more like a woman in that, on purpose. Like, whoa, dude.
You know what? I fuck with it. I don't even care. You know what? I don't even care, dog.
I know you would fuck with it. You've already explained that.
I mean...
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, dog. I mean, he really, like... I think a lot of it is meant to be shock. I mean...
I know.
It's just unapologetic. You know what I mean?
Or is he attention whore? Maybe he ain't even that gay. He just likes the attention.
That's, I guess, what I'm saying, because, like... Yeah.
That's kind of... I don't like that.
Hold on. I think he is, but he...
But the show isn't. That's what I'm talking about.
I think it is. I think a lot... Hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain why, though.
Shit.
Let me explain why, though, because I think, a lot of it is because he knows that there are people just on the virtue of him being a queer black man. Mm-hmm. Just on that virtue alone, there's going to be people who are like, what the fuck? Mm. So it's like, well, even in the rap community, that's already kind of like that because of some of the homophobia and stuff there. So it's like,
I
so
want
weird
I want to like be unapologetic and be like, this is just who I am, fuck you, and go to the
I
extreme
don't
level.
know this for sure, but it's something I've heard. I don't know the stats on this, but even though it's more oppressed within that community, homosexuality, is a lot of homophobia in that community. There's really high rates of it, though. Like they're higher than average, from what I've heard. Like black men and women tend to be more LGBT,
or like kind of queer promiscuous.
Yeah. It's more of because they've been oppressed so long, and there's certain ideologies that are really fucked up with extreme masculinity or femininity that our society already does to men and women, but they're accelerated by the racism.
Yeah, because like a lot of the,
if you're
especially
a black man,
like
you need to be this big, strong man.
Well, yeah, because a lot of the whole like because like the whole
Superman.
Yeah, because the whole mentality
kind
of
or
like
you're gonna be in jail.
Well,
Like, that's it. You gotta be like the greatest dude who ever lived.
Yeah, because
or,
like
the most masculine of masculine patriarchs.
Yeah, because to add to the point. Yeah, because to add to the point, it's like a lot of them are raised.
You can't do that because you're just not that guy. That doesn't mean you're a bad dude.
Well, of course,
doesn't make you less of a dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's societal push to try to say it is.
There's this,
that you are less of a man because you're not the man.
Yeah, because a lot of it is, to add to your point.
I feel like that fucks with people's identity.
I agree, because I
don't really like women because they don't like me. I'm not a man enough.
Yeah, like because I want to say
insecure things.
Yeah, well, because a lot of it, a lot of it is just a general baseline conservative, oppressive, like you can't be gay, this and that. But now, on top of that, now you have like this weird racial element, like you're saying, where it's like, oh well, you have to be the strong black man for like the black
gay.
People and this. Because now you're almost like falling for the white Western gayness and shit, and all that shit, not breeding, more black babies in the world, like, and all sorts of shit. Like, there is some legit weird,
patriarchy.
Not just with black people, but even like Hispanics and other minority groups. Like, there is a weird, like,
conservative
homophobia
white Christians too.
Yeah, there's like this blend of the West,
which tend to be poor people.
Well, yeah, but there's not this added
people.
weird racial thing where they want, like, because especially with social conservatives of like these cultures, that look up to this Western.
I don't see rich people as devoutly religious as poor people.
Definitely not,
because they don't need God. They got money. They got security.
Well, look at prosperity gospel. Like, prosperity gospel, what
that's
that is?
All like you deserve it or something. Fuck
well,
you.
no. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
You're
that's
just lucky.
Well, yeah, you know what it is. Because, like, that's the whole point of the idea of the philosophy. It's like, oh, you deserve the money. You earned it. As a rich man, that's actually okay. The whole
only
idea.
way I think you deserve the money is if you use that money to help other people.
Well, even
do a lot of volunteer shit or build foundations. And, and how about go there and do...
Sure, yeah, because
you know who probably was one of the most... Jimmy Carter was a great dude. No, you know what?
I mean, I will say he has flaws, but
after he was president, he wanted people.
Yeah,
and he's like, I still want to go. I want to see what these people are going through.
Yeah,
and he went there, and then dude fucking got a hernia and was hospitalized because he was up in Canada making houses for humanity. He was working.
He's literally been doing
just
that.
Working.
And he was doing
just building a house.
He was literally doing that up until he was like 90 plus years old. Yeah. Like he was doing that up.
He literally fainted and had like a hernia in the like 100-degree weather, working in Canada
in the hot summer
for Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah,
just volunteer work. He just wanted work.
I know about the
just
story.
wants to keep working.
Yeah, I mean, and also the last president to actually like sell his farms and his companies.
And put solar panels on the roof of the White House.
And
Reagan took him down. Yeah. What is wrong with you? You had, bro.
And now look at the White House.
Think the things that Jack White.
I'm sure
he's like, your shit's
I actually did see like a community post on YouTube about that from like I think.
I gotta show you the full thing. It's like a long. He went off on Trump.
No, I mean, well, there's screenshots of like the quote of it was not the original post, but it was like quoted in a different thing. But
there's more. I know you got the gist, but there's more.
Well, no. Like, because I noticed that community.
He literally listed everything.
I know.
I failed that.
Oh, I know.
Like, keeps going.
I know. I saw it. Maybe not the original post, but I did see it literally like from quote for quote, like on a community post on YouTube of what he was saying. I was like, damn, fuck yeah, Jack White.
No wonder that new recent music video that he made was just so fucking impactful and based because
Yeah, dude,
like
he was
he's
with the preacher and shit, dude.
with Bill Murray and shit. It's like,
Not Bill Murray.
no, not Bill Murray. It's
Jesus.
Bill something.
I
Isn't
don't know
it?
his name, to be honest.
It is Bill
It's
something.
one of those guys I love that I always forget their name.
I know it's Bill something. Oh, what the fuck? It's Bill something.
All right.
He was a part of the old school
Can I say this on
Ghostbusters,
stream?
wasn't he?
Can I say this on stream or no?
What?
It's the whole post that Jack White said. It's the whole fucking thing, dude.
Go for it. I don't give a
It's
fuck.
like
I mean, dude, if you really want to like say the entire
crazy,
thing,
bro.
yeah. Oh, do it now.
I'll give you a little bit.
No,
All right.
no, do it now.
So the White House spokespeople basically said of the Oval Office inside the People's House. His name's Chung. Who the fuck is Chung?
Wait, who?
That's the fucking spokesperson for the White House.
Wait, hold on.
White House spokesperson.
Let me see.
Stephen Chung.
Stephen Chung.
That's the motherfucker who was talking about him.
And in truth, White is still enormously popular and successful,
Yes.
far more than likes to trot out as Trump supporters, like Tom McDonald, fucking even Hulk Hogan and shit. Yeah. It's apparent White's been masquerading as a real artist because he feels to appreciate and quite frankly,
fake ass dignation.
You degenerate fucking
he's trying to
faggot
be
bitch
like,
ass
we're
motherfucker. Fuck you.
We're better than him. We're like
fuck
holy.
you, dude.
And
Fuck
he's
this
just
shit.
this lowly
No.
peasant.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
And the People's House.
And then-
Yeah, it used to be the People's House up until y'all fucking corrupted it, and even then it was
I love
already
how
corrupted.
Jack White starts. He says, "I'm an artist." He's just like that, and
Yeah.
that means something. You know, I
But
can't
yeah.
ignore what I see. What he
But
writes
anyway,
about what he sees.
Well, here there
And
is.
you know he's
Well,
a-
yeah, I know, but there
he's
is a
very
lot though. So
pro-Mexican because
I
he
know,
grew up in the
I know
Mexican
it.
projects.
But here, let me keep reading because there's still a lot. The idea of the agreement of Trump's infamously tacky interior design sensibilities is a prerequisite for being a real artist. It's laughable. Donald Trump is always to have an awful taste in aesthetics. Chung's remarks led to White posting a lengthy screen on Instagram, in which he listed off Trump's staggering numbers and failures and scandals. Listen, I'm an artist and not a politician, so no, I don't need to give my answer nor opinion on anything if I'm not inspired or compelled. But how funny is it that it
Who is
wasn't me
this? Who
calling
are
out
you
Trump?
talking?
This
Which
is-
voice?
this is
You're
Jack
using
White.
the same voice for everyone.
This is Jack White right here.
Okay, well, use a different voice. It sounds like the same voice as the spokesperson. I'm like, fuck, that's not the spokesperson.
Just let me speak. Damn.
Well, make it clear.
You're
trying to do like a
little song out of Jack White style song. Out of his quote.
Bluesy punk.
A little bluesy punk like Jack White vocals on his quote.
Either.
Oh, I would love to see him live, dog.
Damn. Cough got me. I ain't even smoked yet.
It's alright, baby. Get it out.
Something happened out of nowhere.
Anyway, but here, I'll continue.
Oh,
this.
Jesus.
So, listen, I'm an artist, not a politician. I'll just read it normally. So I'm no need to give to my answer or opinion, inspired or compelled. But it's funny that it wasn't me calling out Trump's blatant fascist manipulation of our government, his Gestapo ICE tactics, his racist remarks about Latinos, Native Americans, etc., his ridiculous wall construction, his attacks on disabled, his attempt coup and a mob insurrection and the destruction of the sacred halls of Congress, his disparaging sexist and pedophilic remarks against, which his wife also fucked Epstein. Democrat Republican Congress, his obvious wimpy and pathetic kowtowing to dictators like Putin, Kim Jong-un, his Nazi rallies, including also people like Viktor Orban and the fascist bitch, running Italy, other people too. But his attempts to sell merchandise. I hate this
fake gun?
Yeah, fake gun
he's
shot.
stupid on that one.
Yeah, no.
That was real. That dude, that's a
I
real
know.
kid.
Rocket hit and then some random bystander
What's that
died. Yeah, but no, the bystander. How people
and fucked the ear up, and the dude was arrested. So the fucking police got him. That's why he missed, because they were in the room. So he had to get a shot off. He had to now,
Yeah,
right? That's
I know.
why he missed.
and also
because he lost his. Because he's like he looked away from the scope. Oh well, shit!
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that he looked away from scope. It was that Trump literally was looking at a portrait. He literally did.
You have to admit,
this.
bro. If you know
because
people are coming,
if he didn't move and was still looking like this, it would have been a direct temple shot. But he did this, and it just grazed that ear because he looked at the screen showing the graph.
Yes,
he talks about that whole graph saved my life. You know,
I know. Okay,
I'm just saying. You know,
yes, but
1 in a million shot.
Dude, I think he would have had it, even with him moving.
I know what you're talking about.
They were there.
I know.
He was done.
I know.
That's why he only got one off. I know. And that's proof. This is real people.
They got more shots off than that, but like the one shot that mattered didn't count. But
still, bro, could have.
I know.
Really got him.
Yeah, but
it was rushed. You could tell. It was a panic shooting. He was like 18, 19-year-old fucking, actually, conservative.
Yeah, he was a MAGA kid. Yeah, I know.
Not MAGA. He was just like...
No, he was. He was a Trump supporter and stuff, yeah.
Oh.
And it was like in the last, months, before then that he was disenfranchised, but ultimately was still kind of a broader, like, far-right Republican type.
Well, yes, for sure. But he could see... There's a lot here in these parts.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh, that was probably from earlier. Yeah, he said it's all soon up. Matter of fact, that's an interaction. All right. Well, here, also, there's a little more to this, too.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good.
Distracting y'all.
That wasn't me that called any of that. It was the fucking decor of the Oval Office remarks that made that got them to respond with insults, he continued. How petty and pathetic and thin-skinned could this administration get? Masquerading as a real artist? Thank you for giving me the tombstone engraving. Well, here is my opinion. Trump is masquerading as a human being. True. His masquerading as a Christian, as a leader, as a person with actual empathy. Well, I don't think he was ever born with that in the first place.
But masquerading, that's what he means.
I don't even think he could learn empathy to even masquerade it. He's been masquerading as a businessman for decades.
Yeah. Fake.
Yeah,
He's never been a good businessman. He's bad. He loses money. He don't pay his people.
That depends.
He don't pay people. He stiff people. He's not a businessman. He's a crook. He's a fucking crook. He's not a businessman.
As a crooked businessman, sure, yeah, because there's a spectrum about being a good businessman.
And he don't even do the work. He pay other people. He always had money to not have to do shit.
I just remember hearing like a Vosh argument about like, Trump's bad at saying, it's like, no, actually he's...
Bro's like he got bone spur, so he didn't go to work. This motherfucker doesn't participate or do anything in his life. He doesn't do shit.
I know this.
MAGA is a mass movement of
I know this, but
fucking fascist, fucking Nazi type people.
Like Vosh...
It's not just Trump. They all want to come out because of him.
Jesus, okay, hold on. But like, Vosh actually made a point. I forgot which video it was that like...
He gets advised by people.
Hold on. But he made a point being like, because someone in his chat saying like he's like the worst businessman at stuff, and Vosh is like, no, actually, he's actually kind of a little low-key genius if you think about it. Like, cause think of it, like who is making the most money out of these bankruptcies, out of like faking boat splits, out of all the show shit? It's Trump. Like he's making money. He somehow has like more money than he left when it comes to bankruptcies and all this other shit. Like think about like he's a corrupt and awful, shitty businessman in the sense of being a shitty, horrible human being. But when it comes to making money for himself and the businessman factor of that,
you're a white-collar criminal.
No, Vosh does acknowledge that, though. But that is a part of that. But like,
he's a white-collar criminal. It's not. You're not good doing business.
Well,
you're stealing. You're a fucking mafia.
But
you're
like,
fucking gang.
I mean, when it comes to knowing and understanding the laws of our legal system to be able to get away with it, I mean, that is like some legal.
You don't. What you do is you pay people.
Shit.
You pay people and threaten people to do it for you. That's what he does. He's not fucking... He don't have no law degree.
I'll have to find a video, but
he doesn't know anything. Bro's fucking senile.
Well, at this point, I don't disagree. I mean, he's really about to damn die.
He's just a symbol that they need to keep alive. He was literally
talking to himself earlier today. Literally, I'm just talking to someone randomly.
It's like
he's sundowning. Literally, I know he's sundowning. Like,
and the party's having to try to hide.
I'm just talking about Trump.
Do you see his ankles?
I know, yeah.
Did you hear him say? Remember?
Yes,
I've got a 19.5-inch neck, but
this motherfucker's ankle's got to be like 12 inches. Like, that's like almost a human neck. Like, you know? That's like a young boy's neck, thick of leg, ankle swelling. And it's like, this is just bad, bro. This guy's heart's failing, bro. You can literally see it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my goodness.
I came across the dumbest post ever on Substack. The dude with no profile pic. And they're ever remotely interested in doing that. Yeah, seriously, like, what the fuck?
You know what's up, because that person does not.
Because that guy is actually unironically a retarded fucking dumbass fuckball.
I think that has to be a troll.
That has to be like a troll
like
bot.
Some onion. That has to be some onion type dumb.
Dude.
Like, trying to be funny, but ends up just being dumb.
I don't know, man. Dude, I really hope to God that is a troll, dog. I mean, facts.
Do they know what socialism
America
is?
Good, yeah, socialism's things that
so
aren't American.
Ultimately they think
yeah.
Trump bad because he wants us to be communists. He's trying to be an authoritarian dictator.
I wish Trump was a communist. I mean, goddamn, if he was, I'd be like, yo, I'm waving that MAGA banner. Fuck it, dog. He's a commie.
Pause. In that interview where the comedian was interviewing Hassan Piker, he actually asked him some really intelligent political questions at the end. And one of them, he was kind of like, so you're a socialist. Like, do you believe in socialism and stuff like that? And, like, explain it. What does it mean? He's like, well, to understand socialism, you have to understand, like, capitalism and other things. And,
of course,
you have
to understand other economic theories.
So then he kind of goes really quick summary of, he's like, see, humans economically and hierarchically have evolved over time. But there's always been hierarchy and, like, evolution of the economy and how things are done. And
I've heard Hassan talk about this.
And he's like, so, like, feudalism. Then we
know Hassan.
Then we had the imperial age, where there's oppression. So people are less
feudalism,
oppressed. And then oppression was put on the indigenous peoples.
Yep.
And then there was a time of industrialization and, you know, more imperialism. And, you know, like, then you get into, you know, there's slavery and other things like that. You know, there's these things that go on. And now we're in this capitalist system. You know, we're not in that, like, weird feudalism in between. Because, like, Britain, see, that's why America, like, it feels like we've been there for so long, hundreds of years. It's because because Britain.
About 250 years now.
Well, Britain was the first to industrialize. They industrialized almost 100 years before everyone else.
I know.
Because they didn't need railroads.
Yeah, I know.
Because every river, they have deep rivers.
Well, they're the first one to establish some of the railroads, too. I mean, but they also had those rivers, and they would have like steamboats and like you know,
they had all the inventions, and then they were good to go because then the whole world was theirs.
And if I remember,
no one can compete. They're also too fast and too big and too strong and too much military. And you can do it in and out.
Well, also, if I remember correctly, they're the first to establish universal healthcare as a concept and as a official policy back in like
what I love?
The late 40s, right after World War II.
Kyle and his wife on some Fridays,
Crystal Ball,
they'll have a
Ball Kalinsky,
they'll have a little powwow with an interview someone. Or
with Crystal Kyle friends.
And sometimes,
KKK.
Like today.
KKK.
Today it was take on it. What did you just say before this? You made a joke.
It was about like what? Fucking... what the fuck? Oh no! I actually really did forget too. Oh, okay. Rose, you're a lifeline.
What were we talking about?
I mean, I do remember what we're talking about. Yeah, and about like the UK and
UK.
Yeah,
industrialization.
And...
Okay, I'll finish my point with Hassan then. Okay.
Yeah, because I know.
So Hassan's like, okay, so capitalism will, in theory, basically, of evolution of humans and how we're going to do this.
Wait, hold on. Rose, what was the question? What was the joke that we were trying...
you were making a joke about something, and then it struck me. I was like, oh, yeah, Kyle and his wife actually talked about this.
I know, joke. With Chris Kyle friends. Oh, what was that joke?
You made a joke?
I made a joke.
We were talking about the industrialization.
Yeah,
and we had
Britain and
how Britain, it was like we had steam engines, and now the whole war was theirs. No one could compete with them at that point, you know? For like almost 100 years.
Oh, fuck, what was it?
And then you cut me off, brought up a point, and it was funny as shit. And then I was like, okay, actually, they were talking about this shit, you know? Was it about Trump or someone? Because they were talking about Trump and stuff. It's pretty funny.
What the fuck? This is actually gonna annoy me now. Ah!
Yeah. It's okay, but Hassan
And likes again, and we're back. Well, fuck it. All right, sorry, Rosie. Well, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, so he's the one getting asked, "What is you're a socialist? Like, what does that mean?" And he just goes through all the evolution of human economics and government system type of setups and how it evolves over time.
That's why I love Hassan, dude.
Very quickly, by the way. And then he goes like, okay, and then we have other industrialization, blah, blah, blah. Let's skip forward now. That's full capitalism, like global capitalism at that point, because the whole world has been imperialized by capitalism. So now we're in full capitalist era, and that it's bound, in theory, to go socialist eventually, or a mix of this, like a democratic socialism first.
Or maybe like a futuristic ideology
but that's the reason why he can say that it already is. There is a lot more democratic socialism going on in the world. Even China is.
Or even like full
China
like socialists. Like, yeah.
China is too. Especially in the economic ports.
But also...
like Beijing, that is a full like democratic socialism area.
But also,
it's a little lighter than communism, but it is because they want to take advantage of the global capitalist trade and fuck the capitalists.
Yeah.
With their port. You know what I mean? Like,
because also
we fuck you, but you fuck us, but we fuck you harder. Basically, by opening, you know what I mean? But we will open up as democratic socialist kind of economic centers. And that is smart as shit. And that's made them a lot of fucking money off the West and the rest of the world, too. But that's still a mixed economy of capitalism and, like, you know, in theory, pure socialism. And that's kind of where we're at. We're at this, the world's going that way.
It looks like a post-capitalist philosophy.
The world is heading that way. Even the U.S., in theory, before they got rid of Social Security and all this shit, we had more capitalist than socialist, but always somewhat socialist. Because think about it, John Adams, the third president of the United States, advocated for a Social Security, basically, for all U.S. citizens. If you worked and you lived, and you are a part of this economy, even like people who are wives, like stuff like that, you get basically a pension. I wrote a paper on it. I actually read the document and what he had to say, and it was pretty cool. I'm like, damn.
I remember reading the document. I think it's what was it called again? Like, cause I remember the document you're talking about.
I don't remember right now. definitely not right now.
Crossfade son of bro. So we know the document, but we forgot the name.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's like straight up. It says a lot to say about other stuff, but there is a part where you can quote it. And you're like, this dude was talking about Social Security. Like, straight up. He was like, we owe you at least 10, 15, 20 years of, like, payment on the regular. To, you know? Because, in a way, also, he says, will stimulate the economy. You guys are still buyers in the economy. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good for the circulation of money.
Rosa was asking, here's something intriguing to think about. What do you think communism is going to evolve into?
Well, real quick.
Like, for a future thing?
Let me finish real quick. What was I just saying about that? So one reason why Social Security is really good is you have all these workers, which are great because they can buy their own shit and build their own shit, but they also pay into the economy and circulate the money for you. It's so great, right? But what happens when they stop working, when they retire, and they don't do that no more, and they don't have that much money that they're buying into the market anymore? They're not buying big trucks. They're not buying all the tools. What are you going to do? That's going to be a major loss on the economy. You got to give back to them to stabilize how things are. You need those buyers to stay buyers. Right? Am I right?
Well, not you're going to have problems. Also just you will have problems.
A productive, that is a productive part. You need buyers and sellers to keep it stable, a ratio of growth. You want a steady growth.
Yeah.
You can't do that when suddenly, like, a whole bunch of your workforce just says, we're retiring. We're not making no more money.
Yeah.
Give them their fucking health care. Yeah,
exactly.
Give them their shit.
They deserve it. Like,
they deserve it, but also they're still buyers.
Even like when it comes to companies, like
don't think about it.
Think bullshit. It's like there should be like a law.
If you're a business and all the buyers in your market just died, you're fucked. Like, what if you're an Islamic prayer rug company, and all the Muslims just died,
I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to be extreme.
Huh?
You're fucked, dude. Like money wise, I'm trying to explain it in like a way economic terms. You're dependent on the buyers as a person who creates shit for services, whatever. Banks in the same way are fucked. You need people to circulate money.
Oh, no shit, yeah.
If those people aren't making money and they don't have money coming in on the regular, they're not going to buy like they used to.
Yeah.
And then you have a shortage of buyers. That fucks all of the money up for everyone. It's just that simple. That's all I'm trying to say.
I know.
And so it's on in a capitalist system, at least. That's why when you go democratic socialism, that's not such a problem because people are getting stimulation, like stimuluses that they deserve throughout their whole lives till they die. So the money is more consistent, the growth is more consistent, and the happiness and the health, everything's more stable in those environments. And it's still competition. The people who rise to the top, I guess they were either lucky or kind of like capitalism. That still happens in those. Why are there rich ass Norwegian dudes who got into oil? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Or natural gas.
That's some problem, maybe.
Hey, at least they're coexisting because, like, Norway is super, like, green neutral compared to us.
Yeah.
So they're doing their petroleum way cleaner than we do, I bet. They have a whole highway where you can't drive a fucking automotive. Like, they have a coastal highway, kind of like Oregon's highway, like 101. It's a small highway on the southern coast. But it's pretty. But you can't drive there unless you're driving, like, a hydrogen or a electric car. You can't drive a gas-powered car on that highway. Or you get massively fined. No, I think that's cool. I think that's cool, especially because their economy is so dependent on their petroleum. That's because they're, what are they? Democratic socialists, bro. They're like smarter. That's what Hassan's saying. We're going that way. The whole world's going to go that way eventually. And then, in theory, it will go full socialist. And then, in theory, you could go communist at that point. And then there'd be no need for money. There'd be no, like, you get to this, like, Federation of Planets Star Trek level. Because the guy, the comedian was like, you're talking about Star Trek shit now. And I'm like, yes, actually, comedian, you're actually right. I know. You know?
I mean,
so once we go democratic socialism, we're only a couple steps away, in theory, towards, like, intergalactic federation. Because when we are working together, we're stronger.
Well, also, something real quick. That's what I don't understand about car companies, because most people in our age bracket can't afford new vehicles. So what are they going to do when their older customers who have money finally croak? I don't know.
We're going to have a depression, my friend. We're about to have a depression.
And we're
already in a little bit of a recession right now. It's the worst job market since 2010.
Yeah, because Trump saw the Great Depression and was like,
inflation is
great. Let's make it greater.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, for real, that seems like what's ultimately going to happen.
Yo, dude.
Even after he's dead, we're going to feel the consequences of this shit.
What if we got visas and we went to school in Canada, like, but then, like, we went to school for nursing and they're like, oh, we'll give you citizenship because we're there for a few years. No. You know what I'm saying? Because they need it, because they have the geriatric problem too bad, just like us, the baby boom, which boomed there too at the same time. So they have no workers right now. They will, if you have a job and you already been there and they know you, I'm just saying, that's a way out of this crazy ass shit. If it goes full Nazi and I have to hide my Mexican neighbors and shit, I'm like, nah, dog. Let's enroll in Canadian nursing school or some shit, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Canadians are like, some Canadians now aren't even mad at the Americans. They're like, damn. Especially in the north, we're more liberal, you know, generally in this country. They're like, those poor Maine Portlanders and those poor Portlanders in Oregon. You know what I mean? But, hey, the governor of BC, remember she made that proposal
No, what proposal?
You didn't. I told you about that. I bragged about it. But she said it was still on the table too, like a couple months ago.
I don't remember.
She's trolling us. So, the governor of that province of BC made a letter to the Oregon, Washington, and California governor saying, "Just join Canada, be the whole BC province. Just join."
Oh, that.
Yeah.
No.
You know, just
I
become
doubt
Canada.
that's happening though. But
That was her like little. Could just be liberal, West Coast Canada. If you want. You know. The U.S. military is too strong. There's no way. If we were in like Africa, or
I mean,
South
a good
America,
fucking chunk of like the U.S. military is in California too. So,
or even like,
I mean, I don't know.
I could see Germany and Austria. Right again, that wouldn't be too hard.
The EU is. If anything, it would be more likely for the EU to federalize.
The EU is federalized, kind of like the U.S. It's weird,
and not the same way. Like it's
a little bit. We have more autonomy as states than.
No, it's more about like the EU doesn't have like a stronger federation, kind of stuff.
Well, they don't have the military. That's the real thing.
It's more complicated than that. To be honest,
California by itself, dude, is like the 5th or 6th.
4th.
No, it's not anymore.
No. It's actually getting increased. Like, no, it's the 4th largest economy in the world.
Not anymore.
No, yeah, it is.
Actually, its growth has gone down over years because people are leaving the company. It's now.
That's not from what I recently saw when it comes to this. No, that's not true.
U.S., India, and China are the big ones now. India is accelerating fast.
Okay, when it comes to like a world economy, if they were to be their own separate state, but because they would technically be the 4th largest economy if they were their own separate state.
I think it's less now because of the.
It's not. It used to be the 5th, and now it's hypothetically it could be the 4th.
I hope you're right because I've heard others. I think that China and India have accelerated faster at this point. And that makes sense, dude. They're doing very well over there.
Well, I know they are.
They're smart with the climate change. Way better than us. They're building green walls and shit. Like, they're literally geoengineering the land and shit, dude. They're learning from the projects they're doing in Africa and other shit. These motherfuckers are going full imperialist, Borg mentality. Like, if the only thing there's a guy.
I don't really necessarily think it's a bad thing either, to be honest.
It is because these motherfuckers are Nazis, dude. What are they doing to Uyghurs? Remember what they do to people.
Was America any different?
I'm not going to support either one. I don't want to support either one.
Me neither, but I mean, it's like, if we're gonna say who's gonna really ultimately superpower, no one should.
India's fucking got kind of a dictator type dude too.
Modi, I don't know.
He's kind of it's weird. He got the whole nation electricity finally. Done some good shit. He's accelerated the economy. Everyone's a little more money.
Well,
but
thing especially if
if you do some shit, he's putting your ass in jail. He's full dictator, dude. Like, it's fucked up, dude. That guy's fucked. He's doing backdoor deals and shit left and right, guaranteed. Don't trust that fool. Apparently, him and Xi Jinping are getting cozy the way that Trump and Putin are.
I know, and
because India's like, fuck you, U.S. with your fucking tariffs.
Well, historically, the U.S. always trying to make him a puppet, but India's always have
China. They're too big. They're like, fuck you. We'll go to China.
Oh my god! Fucking cut me off, dude. Jesus.
I'm just adding in and being passionate. I'm just being passionate. Jesus Christ.
Also, cut the number of troops going to DC by 78%. That would actually be pretty fucking based if he actually did that.
Dude, Gavin Newsom gets so prideful against Trump, he starts the next civil war.
I doubt it, and
apparently,
hopefully not.
Kyle Kalinske showed a couple polls, and for the most part, what they're saying is, guess who's up on the polls now?
I know.
He was done. He was non-existent on the polls.
I know. I'm
Now he's got like, what is it, like 18, 15% on the polls?
Yeah, I know.
Everybody else got like 5
or 1 or whatever. Yeah.
You know who does have 5? Jon Stewart.
He ain't gonna run for president.
He says he doesn't want to.
I know.
He keeps bringing up how like y'all need to stop talking about this. They'll be joking about it, but they're like, why are you bringing it up?
Because he doesn't want to. Because the other people keep bringing it up.
Oh my goodness. He should though. Watch him be.
He's not going to.
Watch him be the celebrity president that Trump was, and watch America vote for him. Because
I mean, I wish he would, but I know he won't.
Watch him win. Watch him actually win.
I mean, he would, but
he would do the reality TV Trump thing.
I know,
but in reverse. Or what? They won't vote for him because he's Jewish. He's anti-Zionist. Bro's culturally Jewish. He don't really.
Dude, he's just not gonna run. I don't even think it's just worth the fucking think about it. Like, cause he just ain't gonna do it.
Oh man, that would be a dream come true.
I wish.
Kyle Kalinske, when I'm watching the show, he is like drooling. He's like, please, I hope this guy runs.
A lot of people feel
and I'm
that
like,
way.
fuck yeah, dude, I agree.
Whatever.
AOC, and he's the VP. Or some shit. That would be
I'd rather her be VP than...
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Oh.
Hey, Mr. Vito.
Fluffy Fluff. Little Peter boy.
I love them teeths. Look at his fucking teeth.
Those chomps.
And then, let me see all those.
Look at those molars. Yeah.
You got smaller teeth than my dog I had growing up. He had fucking he had molars that were together like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like a set of molars like combined of like razor sharp shit. These guys can't chew on bones the way my dog, we had to go, the bones he had to have. You know what he had to have? We had to get like actual like beef bones. Like full femurs or some shit, or shoulders, some shit from a smoke shop. We had to get like big ass motherfuckers. And he would eat the whole thing, bro, in a half hour. He had that kind of teeth. It's just crazy how dogs are built different. These guys look like they could hurt you, but they can't, dude. They're so small.
I know.
They're small. They're little.
Like Suka. I know.
They're pocket shepherds. They're pocket shepherds.
Little pocket shepherds.
Pocket sheps. That's the
Sukov is like the biggest pocket shepherd.
What's over here? Something fell.
It was a speaker.
Where? Where'd it go? Your hat fell too. Everything you do. There's so much shit that.
I know it's Saturday last. What the fuck? Wow. Vito. Vito's the biggest pocket shepherd of all, but he's still a pocket shepherd.
He's not. Now, Willie probably is just, I don't even know what, he's like a giant dog of, I don't know how he got so big. Willie's like 80-pound Vito, but looks like Jazzy. Big ass fuck.
Ooh, that felt good. Well. Yeah. I think let's call it good for now. If anything, actually, probably.
He's gonna get molested.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Well,
where Harley at? Where Harley at? I'm trolling you.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, we're
bye
good.
Bye.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be an interim. This is it. Sorry.